Yay! We're finally live.
We are live. Sorry we're late. Technical issues, but we're here now.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be D&D without
Discord
technical
issues, and we know it.
We know
Discord
it's
is technical, though.
Discord, you suck.
Occasionally.
Listen, you're still better than Skype, but don't be letting yourself down here.
And Zoom.
Don't get too big for your britches.
And Microsoft Teams. You're better than all of them. But you're screwing up too much now.
They're getting
happy.
too fat and happy. Yeah.
You're
So they
spoiling
could
the
add a-
chocolate milk.
I was wondering what that was. I thought it was a protein shake for a minute. I was like, oh, Rival's on the protein.
It's got protein
He's bulking
in.
up.
That's got protein in it.
Yeah,
Or is
Rival's
it
on the
one of
bulking up.
those- Is it one of those like protein and thingy filled ones, but taste like chocolate milk?
No, it's his.
Or are you just saying? Are you just saying that milk has protein?
Oh, I think it's zoo. Okay.
It's actually just chocolate milk.
I haven't
thought-
seen these zoos since school because they used to sell them in like out of our school canteen.
Oh, I've
I
got a
honestly
second bottle
thought
this
that Rival
size
was
in the
about
fridge.
the...
Sorry, Roach, in the box bit. In the ice box. There you go.
I genuinely thought that like Rival was on like protein shake because he's been like squatting like 600 pounds. It's like I'm putting on massive amounts of muscle, man.
Yeah, all around my midsection.
Listen, right? Abs don't equate to power. Every single power lifter will tell you that.
And every single powerlifter is like got a massive gut.
Yeah, because the fat helps support the spine. Anyway, I'm not getting into it. Let's move on.
I thought it was nothing to even to do that. It's just the diet. Like, unfortunately, having to eat huge amounts of red meat, you're gonna eat fat with it.
Well, yeah, but
So-
also yes.
So, we'd like
So-
to ask a question. DM, is Rivallon going to get any action this week?
Giggity.
No, Rivallon just wants to either kill something or get laid.
I don't know. That's up to you guys. I tried
order of
moving
that
the game
can,
forward.
you know.
I tried moving the game forward. You guys wanted to get lucky.
Listen,
Yeah,
I did not
everyone still
expect to
didn't.
turn. I did not expect me asking, "Hey, do I pull?" to turn into everybody asking, "Hey, do I pull?"
I didn't
It's un-
ask. That wasn't
It,
me.
it
Yeah.
turned to Rivallon and Ustinia trying. Isaac seeing it and going, huh.
Sasha waking up next to somebody she doesn't know, going, "All right, fair enough."
Someone.
Rivallon
doesn't
waking
know
up
Isaac waking-
alone again.
All right. So.
No, you see, you don't wake up alone. You wake up with your weapons. You're not alone.
So yeah, last week it was a bit of a chill time for the crew. They got to relax and enjoy the trappings
Rivallon
of
did
a
not
much
get relaxed. Trust me, you wouldn't be moaning this week if it got
enjoy the
relaxed.
trappings of a much more I would say a higher social bracket, but maybe just more of an adjacent one given the gaudiness.
Just
of,
trashy. It's just trashy with money.
Rivallon is still frustrating. In so many ways.
We'll get there, baby.
But yeah, we left off with you lot heading out and doing some shopping around town and just kind of spending just time, given the fact that you're waiting to be contacted again by your contact, Mr. Oh, what was his name? Hasland.
Yep.
Mr. Vogue.
Hasland Vogue.
Yes.
Strike a pose.
But just to move some time forward.
Mog was in a shop waiting to talk to someone. That's where we ended it.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Right.
we were shopping. And I went in to get some bits and got completely ignored.
You did indeed.
To move the time forward a bit. Mog, you're basically informed that they don't have any magic items or anything like that directly for sale. By the
You
the
had
matron
scrolls.
of the-
There were scrolls. She
Establishment.
came down with scrolls.
You were
Tiefling.
mid-transaction.
I have no
Literally-
written. I have no
Literally,
written-
right, Roach, and I would quote you said, "I cannot wait to interact with this character because I've written them up."
Yes,
Well-
you can
Yeah.
actually say that.
Too late
True
now.
fact.
Too late now. Because everybody's complaining that we're taking so long. So you're informed they don't have anything directly for sale.
F. Solid
guys
F,
get?
chat.
That's what you guys get.
I
Sorry,
did-
can I have an F in chat for the complete lack of respect from the DM right now? I'm putting it in the other chat as well, because just total lack of respect here. There you go. F in both
Consequences. Consequences for your own actions.
Listen, we're not used to that around here.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I know. So we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to move forward with what is a bit of downtime for the party. You're going to have a couple of days where you were not contacted by Mr. Vogue. And I would like you all to tell me what specifically are you wanting to like get done, if anything, during this time period.
Mog's got something to work on, which the DM
Okay.
may or may not remember because she
I
mentioned
do.
him. So
I
she's
do.
going to go work on that.
Okay. You may not get it done.
It
Given
won't get
the,
done, but
the
she's going to
time.
start thinking about it.
All right. You have, let's say, you've got 3 days of time that you're kind of just without any direct task or goal for the party while you wait.
Give me one second. Let me pull up the map because it's important. Stunlass. That's the place where we are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to head into the North Gates district wearing my armor just to, mediate that fact. And I'm going to see if I can't offer some medical help. Just see if there's people who need healing or maybe magical cures or something.
Rivallon
Oh,
might
huh.
see about making sure Seth has lots and lots to do.
Like, I will go in there and I will murder people. Damn it, Rivallon. Damn it. Stop making my life harder.
Okay.
Why is there so many arrows to the knees around? Oh, Rivallon!
For the
Damn
first,
it, Rivallon.
the days that you are partaking in this, you actually run into a bit of a problem you haven't in previous settlements. It seems this city is very well supported by a robust medical backbone.
Wait,
They have socialized healthcare.
Yeah.
wait. There's
There
a
are
single-payer health
clinics-
system? What?
There are clinics, not everywhere, but fairly close to where they wouldn't be needed.
Think
of
about a
various-
SimCity level where there's clinics on every street corner.
with fairly well spaced. Although not like the best that you've seen, they're definitely better than nothing. And most people just go there. They charge fairly minor prices compared to what you would normally charge for your services in previous areas.
Considering,
Yeah, considering
level
so
level
you
8
don't-
cleric,
Yeah, you don't encounter a lot of interest or need for your services during
Fair enough.
the days there as you kind of like go around and just trying to search what you need to search. Rivallon, what would you like to do during those days?
Can you go to someone else, please?
All right, Ustendia, what would you like to do during those days?
I'm not going to really be able to find work as... I might tender myself out as, say, a bouncer, I guess, for bars and taverns.
Okay, Give me a roll a d20. Just roll a d20. We'll see. Let's see a luck roll if you find a dive that needs a
13.
You find one that's willing to give you something for some work, kind of in the later night hours. So for the 3 days there, you make 3 gold pieces, as you were paid for a skilled profession.
You're very skilled.
As someone who has done bouncing before, incorrect.
Well, you've never had a Uteshian horse rider bounce for you.
No, but I've had
could you two keep
ex-military
it in the
civilians do
clean
it
and not in
before,
the gutter,
so
please?
I've had like ex Czechoslovakian military do it before. Does that count?
Depends what
It's
part of
pretty
the
close.
military.
I'm just like I didn't ask questions. Okay, they could snap my
which
neck without
service?
thinking about it. Okay, I didn't ask questions. Right?
It's that faint Czechoslovakian cavalry that still use horses.
Yeah.
Lances.
The lance is just a bomb lance. From-
Or I guess it would be Czech.
I was going to
Yeah.
say,
It's no
Czechoslovakia
longer-
doesn't exist
yeah.
anymore.
Doesn't exist anymore. No, it'd be Czech and or Slovak. And Red. Oh, I know what you want to do. Isaac.
I'm just reading the downtime activities page, and there's a massive section on crime, but there's
No.
outside of that, there's not a lot.
But it's no library, otherwise I'd be there.
Yeah, I know. It's same, very much same. I mean, I could try and make a magic item.
Require cost of materials, time.
Yeah.
You only got a couple of days. No answer still is an okay answer. You could just be relaxing in your entirely
Yeah,
comped
I think I'll.
hotel.
I think is what I will do. I will use this time to try and like carouse at this hotel, make some inroads with famous like the wealth.
Famous. Make
wealthy-
3 charisma checks.
The wealthy elite that we might end up talking to if we get into like a party or whatever. Like, I want to be able to go, oh, darling, you know, that kind of.
It's just where like Sesh turns on the party and goes, "We kill
Are
Isaac,
you gonna
right?"
you turn into Thurston Howell the Third? John!
So, just charisma, yeah.
Yeah, 3 charisma checks for the 3 days. We'll see.
12.
Okay.
2. 2.
Two
So that is a
push-ups.
16, a 6, and a 6. Thanks for reading those.
On brand.
Yep.
On brand.
I'm just reading them out so
Again.
that they...
Shit! Hold on. I said every time I rolled a 2, I had to
2
do a press-up.
push-ups.
Come on. Come on, in
Get
full
on with
view of
it.
the camera.
On 2 now.
it, get it,
all right? Two.
I can already tell. Oh, wow.
Form is awful.
It's a shitty form.
Anyway,
But hey, maybe by the end of all this, Midge will actually be somewhat built.
I could, even though we couldn't see your upper body, I knew immediately that you just collapsed on the.
I wasn't quite prepared for it at all. And
I wasn't ready for this.
Oh, my body weight!
I'm sorry, Mitch, but I
The
was
thing
just,
that my
you know,
knees
on a
hold up every
podcast,
day.
Weight
I
of
wanted
my
to read
own
out the
corporeal
numbers
body.
So the
I'm gonna
podcast
stick
would actually have record of the numbers because they can't see the numbers we roll.
What
So-
podcast? I didn't think this. I didn't know we had a podcast.
What podcast? Yeah.
It's
So
not like we had 1,000 downloads happen recently, huh, Midge? No,
Yeah.
you know,
So
I
Isaac,
haven't.
yeah, you're you don't have a lot of luck, just in general. It seems like a lot of the people that are here are pretty absorbed in their own daily lives. You chat up somebody that, from what you gather, is here specifically to watch the new heir to the new prince heir to be chosen and like their speech and like the parade and stuff. They come down every time this happens. And you get the sense that quite a few people that are here are just kind of like semi-wealthy landed nobles or business or merchantmen that aren't from Stunlass but come here for the big celebrations. And don't have a lot of pull politically within the city because they're not from here. And you get the sense that actual people of substantial like power politically probably have their own places in the city, in like the nice places, like a secondary home, even though they don't live here, or a state, and probably wouldn't stay inside of a gaudy hotel.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
So can I try and pick up some extra teleportation chalk?
I'll just make this roll and we'll see whether or not the place that the matron runs, the Blue Eye, has any stock at all.
Well, apparently they don't have any magic stuff, so probably not.
Yeah.
It's not a
in
good
your
roll.
face.
It's not a good roll. This isn't a great town for magic items. Well, I rolled a 19, so actually yes. Way in the back. Way in the back. Yeah, it's got its own little chalk dust on the chalk. It's just got there. You're able to get let's say 100 gold pieces worth.
Oh, cool.
That's
That's
about
exactly
like
how
two.
much I want. Yeah,
That's
two
like
uses.
2 good chalk chunks of that.
Yeah,
'cause it's
that's
in-
2 uses. That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, you get that. And yeah, so you're 3 days in the lap of somebody's idea of luxury. Go by fairly quickly. And Mog, while you're working on your
The thing.
project,
Yep.
every so often, little Kaylee comes by and asks questions, and sometimes she'll just like sit and watch you as you're working, which, well, if you let her, given the fact that a lot of this deals with like rhythmic chanting and incantations and probably some incense being burnt.
Should we be concerned?
For your project. By the way, right off, what level's the spell that you're wanting from it?
I need to talk to you about that
Okay.
because I'm inventing it. So I think it's probably going to be about level 5.
All right, right off 50 gold pieces worth of materials used.
Yeah.
In those 3 days.
Sure.
You picked up a lot of the things required. What are you doing?
I'm being cute, Dad.
Oh, he's in my closet, and he's like I'm hearing things being moved around and boxes clanking and stuff like that. So he's climbing on shit.
It is the day again where the human sits at the computer and shouts at friends. Annoying it can possibly be.
To be adorable.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what goes on for 3 days. Kayla comes by. She'll sit and watch. Sometimes ask questions about like your adventures and stuff, and just generally, she's just very interested in the fact that you're an adventurer, and that seems to be her thing. The equivalent of somebody like meeting a 5-year-old meeting an astronaut, or an 8-year-old girl seeing a horse.
Or a red meat
You know.
astronaut.
Yeah.
You're this world's Yuri Gagarin.
Into it.
So.
Right, where's my book?
Yeah.
There it is.
That's what happens. But on the 3rd day, on the 3rd day, an individual comes to the hotel. I'm calling it a hotel now because it's basically just a hotel. It's technically an inn, but whatever. Fuck it.
It can be a hotel.
It can be a hotel. And an individual comes to the hotel early in the morning before you disperse as you're eating your breakfasts, and comes to collect you. They look to be wearing a uniform, such as it is, like a finely tailored tunic with some military like riding pants and that kind of garb. They're not wearing armor or anything, but they are armed. And they come to it's an elvish man, like middle-aged, looks to be some sort of subordinate. Comes to collect you because the general would like to speak with you about a subject he was not informed on, but the general says you would know what it's about.
Very well. Lead the way.
All right, I'm gonna stop it. Just I'm seeing my old slippers moving around in there. So, you are escorted. It's a single man, so you're basically just led back to the same place that you previously had been to, that civilian dwelling near the edge of town, near kind of some open territory to the east of the North Gates district, where there's some like empty space along the coast. And by the way, you see the encampment that you had previously seen kind of off to the side where the army had been has grown a little bit, as if more of the unit has kind of shown up, and it's fairly large. This is a big detachment. If this is an order, this is the equivalent of like a full detachment or something from other nations' militaries. It's fairly big, like our division, if we're using today's vernacular, like a self-contained unit. And there's like a big encampment. There's a lot of cook fires and stuff like that. You can see people milling about. But you enter into the building, back up the stairwell, back into towards the doorway, and there is a guard at the door. But when you arrive, the individual that escorted you there, they converse a little bit in Elvish. And anybody who speaks Elvish, you would. There's people who speak Elvish in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the elf.
Yeah. Well, that's not necessarily. Actually, no. You do automatically get Elvish, don't you? I was thinking half Elvish don't get necessarily get Elvish. But you hear them converse. It's just these are the men, or these are the individuals I was the general wanted to speak to, etc., etc. And you were let back into his room, office, dwelling, whatever it is. And you were kind of assaulted by a smell of smoke from tobacco, kind of almost like hangs in the air, right, like on the ceiling. There is a lot more papers spread around, and you see behind a desk is Haslid. He is about as disheveled as you've previously seen. He isn't like cleaned up at all. Maybe a new uniform, but this uniform's also been worn for a couple of days. And it doesn't look like this man sleeps much at all. It's like bags under his eyes and like bloodshot. But he doesn't he's not like swaying or anything like that. He recognizes you and is fairly attentive when you come in, and kind of gestures towards the few chairs that exist
Is he
in
sober this
the
time?
room. You don't know.
Okay, cool.
Oh, just the tobacco.
Please sit. Please sit. You see, there's only a few chairs, not enough for everyone.
I'll happily stand.
Okay. All right. Those who sit, sit, and those who stand, stand. The kind of, as he thinks for a second, probably formulating what he wants to say in his mind before speaking aloud. I've looked over what you had to provide, and I had some individuals look over the item you left me. He looks over and you see the elven musket leaned against the wall. I have to say, your evidence, such as it is quite compelling. Though not definitive. It definitely poses a potential threat to the upcoming ceremonies. Though it'll take some convincing for the other generals. I'm not necessarily the most well-liked in the city right now. It'll take some time. I'm making copies of the documents you provided me from some of my own staff officers. I can send those around, and fairly soon there's going to be some get-togethers with the upper crust of the city that I can broach the subject with some of my more trusted acquaintances. Are you sure this is everything you have?
It is.
You have
The only
the individual
other thing, the only
Go
other
ahead.
thing I can do is I have the ability to spy on the individuals mentioned in the packet. So if you want an up-to-date sort of what's happening, I might be able to get that for you.
Here's the problem. Other than this, and again it points at the musket and its associated component, much of this can just be fabrication. There's no definitive proof that this exists.
I'm wearing the definitive proof.
You're wearing black hide, draconic hide, which, yes, does match up with your description of some of their mounts, but that could just be an Orland dragon that you hunted in Rapkus.
Do you have any of them?
They exist.
Yes, we do. I still have 10 of the Illyrian pieces, which I then hand over.
We've got
These
a
are-
uniform as well.
We have
Got
uniforms as well.
We have bolts of the cloth. We have these Illyrian pieces, which I believe, Mark, you read them to say a certain monarch.
It's their former leader, one of their former kings, which I have written down. I just got to find it.
I've got it somewhere as well.
Again, I appreciate the abundance of evidence you have, and you don't necessarily have to convince me. I think this represents some sort of threat, whether or not it's to the extent that you've presented and its purpose.
So what you're basically saying is you're not
True.
going to do anything about it, and neither are the generals, because we haven't got dragons flying over your city!
I didn't say that. I'm perfectly willing to prepare and to advocate for your position. I'm just informing you of the realities of your situation.
Not our situation, it's yours.
Justinia calmly pats rival, Rivallon, on the shoulder. This is not helping. He is our one ally in this entire city, the one contact that we have, and he is supportive of us. And trying to aggressively blame him for the ignorance of others is not going to advance us any further.
I've
My
seen
apologies.
What this does. I've seen what this does, And whether or not there is an army of thousands or a band of 20 armed with this, it still represents a threat. There could be, even if only a small number of individuals were armed with this, got inside of the city, they could theoretically kill the High Prince before anyone could do anything.
And that's just one of the standard-ish rifles. If they've got rifle, I don't know the word rifle. Weapons.
Weapon.
If there is something that is
More specialized.
specialized, enchanted, longer ranges, larger.
Exactly.
We've seen a smaller version that fired a large round that was used as a signal.
That's true.
And that means that this type, again, if it's true, and I have no reason to necessarily believe that it is or isn't, but the predominant information shows that it is at least somewhat possible, then these individuals fight in a way that is foreign to us. And right now I have my staff officers on a theoretical exercise. They are working out strategies and combat tactics against some sort of force like this from your descriptions of the way they fight. Though again, the information you've provided does not make them seem like some sort of unbeatable foe. You were outnumbered and surprised and still beat a superior force armed with these weapons. And whether that be your own personal strength or their own incompetence or
They're very much
ineffectuality.
They're very much not incompetent. We're just unique.
We were
Or it could be their
members of
tactics
us.
are incompatible against our way of fighting.
We found that when a couple of our members who don't usually suffer many wounds were thoroughly wounded after our encounter.
One thing that I can attest from that situation, in terms of tactic at least, they appeared weaker when we were able to get into hand-to-hand range, when we were able to bring our weapons to bear upon them. They were certainly deadly with their unique weapons before we could reach them, but once we were among their line, it became a lot more difficult for them to resist us.
Area of
We have...
effect.
It is similar effect to the Uteshium way of war, but in reverse, where rather than try to get amongst our enemy, we use our cavalry to keep range. But if the enemy is able to bring its own forces to bear, it becomes much more difficult for us. So it's similar situation, if that help.
They
Well, I was going to
also
say,
they also group themselves quite closely. So if you have any mages that use group spells, they also prove quite effective.
war
And they seem
mages
to rely
are
on,
few, far between, and usually relegated to household guards. Not necessarily
That is a waste of time.
for our military. Not for the
Yeah.
individuals they're guarding. Cracks a smile. as if-
I would highly suggest investing in some high-proof alcohol and some fire.
Well,
I was about to say the formations that they seem to rely heavily, not completely reliant on, but there is a definite emphasis on a command structure. If as a command structure can be weakened and targeted, their formations break easier.
yes,
Until then-
your descriptions indicated as such, also an indication that they fight very much like archers in mass, in the form of volley, which could necessarily be a boon to us, as those formations can be easily broken with headlong charges to get in amongst the ranks, but that also could be a potentially bad situation if those headlong charges don't actually achieve their goal and get amongst them. It is a conundrum that must be thought over and must be worked out, and that is currently happening. But I called you here not necessarily to poke holes in your theories and evidence, but more so given the fact that I've recently run into some trouble that is making focusing on this situation difficult.
And she
And-
points at her eyes
Hmm?
as if to. You look like you haven't slept in about a week.
No, I'm not getting a gist.
You look like you haven't slept in about a week.
So,
The room smells of cigarette smoke.
I don't think that's the problem he's talking about.
There's an ashtray about this tall in the corner.
there are quite a few like butts of cigars, and like there's cigars, and then separately on the other side of the table there is like the fixings for tobacco for a pipe, and the pipe's been kind of like two separate forms of smoking within 5 feet of each other. Plus there's definitely
a plant in the corner
definitely-
with no leaves.
yeah, no leaves. There's also definitely a few
Some
empty
sort
bottles.
of foil
here and there.
tube poking out the window.
Yeah.
The unit that I'm tasked with the order that I'm tasked with commanding, just like with all other units that have been tasked with showing up and garrisoning Stunlass for the parade, have been arriving over the last 2 weeks
And someone's gone missing.
from their previous positions. No personnel have gone missing, but a problem arose by one of my detachments on the southern coast road near Previs. They were ambushed in the night by a band of brigands, and unfortunately a very important cargo was captured and stolen. The
Okay,
wages for the soldiers this month.
And you would like us to go out and retrieve this for you.
I would. If what you say is true, then at any point soon, these individuals could show up. And as of
Where
right
is
now,
Travers on our map?
if you look at the...
I'm already got the
calendars-
map open. I'm just in character.
Yeah, for reference for everybody else, if you look on the south, and I may have mispronounced, yeah, probably.
And the Uteshian Steppe Kingdom border.
If you look to, it's on the bottom of the map to the right of Stunlass, on the coast.
Journey.
Which
There,
map are we
maybe.
looking at?
Which mark are we looking
The
at?
Kalan
Kalan
Dynasty. map.
Dynasty.
Yeah.
The Dynasty map.
Oh, go down.
I am down.
No. I saw it. There. 2 down from where your arrow. 1 up.
Oh, okay.
3-day travel from here,
Hovers.
give or take.
A few days travel, depending on how flat out you go. The individuals that attacked are unknown. They seem to be some sort of bandit group. They attacked in the night when my soldiers were encamped, and quite a few heavy wagons were stolen and taken during the commotion.
Any ideas
Men
whether they
who
were
can-
elves, human?
Bandits are a
Any-
regular occurrence.
Any men who
In
can
the
answer
Dynasty.
questions about where they might have gone.
They didn't have much. It happened in the middle of the night, the darkest point, and by the time they had regained their senses, they had lost contact with the wagons and could not find them. Trail ended.
Like they've been picked up by dragons. Ah, okay, cool. Oh.
But banditry is not uncommon in the dynasty. So,
While we're gone, maybe check if any other of the orders have had similar band raids. If they've lost wages, food rations on bulk from raids. Because
I will be checking with my compatriots. I'll see if anything is coordinated. Though this could also just be a response to the shifting of large numbers of troops from various positions due to the celebrations. And it being somewhat lawless in few sections of the nation at the moment. But we shall see.
A general vote. Whilst we're away, do you know if there's anyone in the city who might be aware of the ancient Elvish language?
Thinks for a second. It gets kind of contemplative. You mean of pre-conquest history?
Yes. Around the time of the champion.
Yes, actually. I know of 2 individuals that are fairly well versed in this era. By the way, Mikey, I'm not hearing what you're saying. You're not muted. It's just your microphone isn't catching like a third of what you're saying sometimes.
It's doing the thing I said it was doing the other day in Hunt, where it's like, and then your sentence starts.
Yeah. Just letting you know. Just turn the page. Didn't expect this guy to roll 20. How'd that pencil go? How'd that pencil go? Just had it in my hand. Oh, there it is. Miss Alof would be able to help you. She is one of the curators at the Prince's Library, but she is one of the most well-versed scientific and historical authorities on pre-conquest Elven history. That is Alpha Lima Oscar. Wow, why am I blanking on TH? Why am I blanking on that part of the phonetic alphabet?
Tango Hotel.
Tango Hotel. Wow, what? Fucking. This is your fault, Duke. I was supposed to get an extra hour of sleep.
This is your fault, too. He's blaming the cat!
It's his fault. Didn't want me sleeping. But yes, Alof. She might be able to help, as well as a traveling scientific authority who showed up not too long ago in the city, making some waves in the community from what I've heard. A few of my staff officers speak of him as they're interested in historical matters. Teutonian.
Oh, I think we know him.
You know him?
Mr. Bosch.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ferdinand
no.
Bosch. Oh dear.
Mr. Frederick Bush.
Is it Frederick or Ferdinand?
It's
Okay,
Friedrich.
Friedrich.
Friedrich, that's the one. Friedrich Bosch. Hello, we're just gonna turn up like, hello, remember us. Yes.
Hello again. We're the people haunted by a god.
Yeah, last time you saw him, he was trying to shoo you out of his wagon because he thought Rivallon was cursed.
I mean, he could still be. Who knows?
Both of them could help
Aren't
you.
we gonna ruin his day when we tell him that the god that's been stalking us is coming to Stunlass?
Oh, please let me tell him. I'm begging you.
You can
Both
have
of
that
them
one.
could
You can have
help
that
you
one.
if you'd like. If you'd like, I could try and get an audience with Miss Aleph when you return from your.
That would be very
Investigation.
helpful. Thank you. We
Not be a problem.
apparently my companions are already familiar with Mr. Bosch, so that we might be able to find him ourselves.
It was actually Mr. Bosch that turned us on to some of the research that allowed us to make a lot of the headway in the information we've given you.
Sounds like a good place to start then.
I entirely forgot Mog wasn't here, by the way. At least, yeah.
At that point,
Entirely
yeah, no, that was
yeah.
back in Gorgon. That was
Yeah, that was a while ago.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Was
That's
more
like
than,
what,
that was
Start
more
of
than,
this whole damn,
that was more than a
damned
year ago.
misadventure.
No, like, I mean, in game, that's been like 6 months in game, right? Give or take, because of all the traveling.
Yeah, it's
we've
been
done.
it's been a while. It's been
Yeah,
a
because
while.
we spent like a month. We spent like 2 months.
It has
in the
actually been
desert.
a new year since that time. Like a new
Yeah.
year has passed since that time.
We spent like 2 months in the
in-game.
desert, just walking around.
Yeah.
So
With forces with no
Sometimes.
names.
yeah,
Yeah.
If
possible.
Copyright.
If possible, it would be beneficial if you could take up this investigation quickly. The wages are due. Actually, when are the wages due? Tomorrow. So I can't necessarily. I can keep them. I can keep the lid on things for a while, but the longer it takes, the harder that is. And while desertion, even in the face of not being paid your wages, is still punishable by lashing, it's not a preferable method of keeping things calm.
We just have to retrieve our transport, and I think we're okay to go, aren't we?
it will take us a week to do this. If it takes us 3 days to get there, a day to do all the researching and discovering where it's missing, and then 3 more days to get back, at least. That's assuming everything works out.
Unless you have a
If
teleportation
possible.
circle in the city and we can get back quicker.
I don't have access to that. Though, if possible, Pavers may have a communications mage that you can go to. And if it is in sight of the local military official there, to assure the existence of the money that exists, he can call ahead and we can work out a loan with local banking institutions and get it directly.
ELD wire transfer. Okay.
Yeah. if that works out better. I don't know where it'll take you or how long it's going to be, but the quicker it can be done, the better. While you are gone, I will try and get you an audience or at least some sort of meeting with Miss Alof, and I will also try and advocate for your evidence and position on the upcoming reclamation, as these people seem to call it.
Would there be any chance of getting access to the Prince's library?
Oh.
I thought that might
I
be the
don't
answer.
deal with that. Technically, the Prince is a separate governmental organization than the military, as he is not. He's the head of the military. I have no authority within the castle, palace. I would be his household guard that would have authority.
Very well.
Yes. Well, thank you
We'll-
for taking on this critical mission.
Yes, we'll set off right away.
Good, good.
Because we're still, 4 days away from some of our clothes being completed, those who ordered them?
My weapon's
Yeah.
got 4 days before it's completed as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Oh, right,
Yeah,
so I
a
have to
little
sort
while.
out the damage bits for that.
Yeah. It'll- Yeah. You should be you got a bit to go, so things should be ready by the time you get back. But yeah.
Start traveling.
All right, you head back out, go and acquire your mounts. They're inside of the same area that you had previously stored them in, and begin your journey out of the city. And just to go forward with the standard travel montage. You again go up the peninsula, go up the southern coast road instead of the northern coast road, or actually the western coast road, and you pass by the fortifications that cut off the peninsula from the rest of the continent. Go through it again. Again, you're not stopped. You're just kind of monitored as you pass through, and you are now along the coastal road, and again, just going through here to make sure that we actually get to the places we need to get to for this game, for this fucking game, for once.
Lies and slander.
The following few days are fairly uneventful.
We travel by map.
Yep, essentially. There's a little overlay of a twin engine plane going on like a flying boat over the Argentine coastline as it goes. Yeah. Again, I have that mapping style I can make, so I could just make a quasi Indiana Jones map for fucking Iral.
For Iral, and just
yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Hey, you said you want to do a modernized campaign. Why not do it like a 1940s style Iral?
That was the 1940s thing that I was planning on doing.
No.
I got it already all drawn out. Got the whole world map for that. Yeah, basically it takes you 2.5 days. I'm gonna say the way the map's kind of laid out, it's about 2.5 days that you were able to get there because you were leaving literally in the beginning of the morning. When you left, like it was just after breakfast when he called you. So it's actually a new month now.
What month are we in now?
You are in the month of it is the 2nd of Lathahill.
Hey.
The 2nd of Lathahill, and the day the 2nd takes place on is Talslag.
It is.
Which is a Tuesday.
It is 3 months till my character's birthday.
Yeah.
My character doesn't know when he was born. He has no birthday.
We need to assign you a birthday then.
I just like how Rivallon just chimes in with like the depressing shit.
He's our Marvin.
Yeah. Oh, it's almost my birthday, guys. I never had a birthday. Just got a call from my family. My family's dead.
I killed them.
Yeah.
No, my family was killed by someone else. We just don't know who that is yet. I killed my other family because they wouldn't let me
That's
leave.
what I was talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
Clearly you killed the
Next he'll
surrogate
be
family.
saying he doesn't like sand because it's coarse and rough, and him being
Get
the chosen one.
everywhere.
And now I'm going to be flying above him as I have
And
to put
then
him
he-
down,
and
shouting,
then he
"It's
tries
over, Rivallon! I have the high ground!"
And then before that,
You underestimate my power!
Pew, pew,
And in
pew.
between those two sequences, he takes place in a long montage of courtship of some woman in a poorly comped sequence in an open field with a lot of waterfalls and really weird creatures. He rides on the back somehow.
The dire squirrels. It's the dire
Yeah.
squirrels.
They're dire squirrels.
Yeah.
They're my new adopted family. They hunt like raptors.
But yeah, you on
Clever
the
girl.
on. And 2.5 days later, you arrive where you were told the point of ambush was. Along the coast road, it's fairly what you'd expect. Just like the western road, it doesn't actually like hug the coast. It kind of just like goes parallel to it. So you don't ever really get like the sea air coming off of the water or anything like that. It's more just kind of actually. It's kind of miserable because the big forest that kind of cuts off the rest of the interior of the continent from from this little strip of unclaimed territory kind of just makes the cool, wet air just kind of rebuff back. So it's just kind of wet and miserable while you're riding. So there's a lot of little showers here and there, and just like a lower temperature in general. More so than the rest of the country that you've been in. But you arrive where you were told this occurred. A little spur off the main road near the coast. There is a big field that looks to be actually fairly permanent. Like, grass doesn't seem to grow here, from what you can see, and that's probably because this is like a military, like, encampment that is regularly used when they go down this road of some sort. Like, it's not marked, and there's no permanent structures, but it's like it's used so much the grass just knows not to come here. Essentially, it just never gets that far. And you come across this big, open, muddy field. Though, funnily enough, it doesn't seem to have rained here that much for a while. It's fairly, like, not dry, but it's like that mud that's just on the edge of being dirt, but it's still mud. It's still got some water in it, so it's kind of miserable to walk in. But yeah, you arrive. You don't see much. Like, it's even though these people were attacked, it doesn't look like they left things here. Like, what if they had tents and horses and stuff like that, all the things they were traveling with that weren't stolen, they took with them. You don't see anything on the ground, unlike previous, like, intact or attacked encampments and stuff that you might have seen before. So it looks like this was fairly ordered. Just in general, this wasn't like a route. But anybody who would like can go ahead and make a perception check or an investigation check, because I know the investigation check is something that Isaac always wants to do. Right, Isaac? Yeah. I had to call you out on that because you weren't paying attention.
Again. I want to see you do more push-ups.
I'm writing down notes.
Please roll a 2 again. I want to see you do more push-ups.
I'm trying to. I always get actions and skills confused. Investigation.
It's a multiple of 2. It counts, right?
So, yeah, 7.
You knew it,
it's 7 push-ups.
Do it now.
Yeah, no, he's fine. Yeah, so the remains of the camp are still visible. While equipment doesn't exist there are like old fires that are still here and there with like little rock bits that are containing them. It's funny because it doesn't look like they were made specifically. These are some like fairly substantial little fire pits that are permanent, essentially. They're not mortared in place, but these wouldn't go anywhere. So it looks like whoever comes here often makes it somewhat livable, or at least tries to. So let's see here. Okay. So yeah, all right. So Ustinia and Mog. What you get when you're looking around is you definitely tell recently, within probably a week or two, a large group of people and horses were camped here. Definitely. Because their tracks still mar the ground. And fairly easily is seeable that they were here. And it seems as though as you look around, that there is a bunch of tracks that come from the southern route, like this over the southern road. And you can see it like trace back to a big thicket of kind of like really scrubby, thin trees that kind of mar the south side of the road. Maybe a quarter, anywhere between like an eighth to a quarter of a mile away from the encampment itself, that this like exists from, and they come out. They're on a pretty fast clip, go in, and they're kind of mixed in with a whole bunch of other tracks, and then a similar number go out again, almost directly along a parallel path. Everybody else who got a higher roll with that, you get more than that. So you see the specific treks. You're able to pick them out. There's definitely a big group of individuals, most of them on horseback. They definitely came from the southern thicket. And if you follow those tracks, are you following them?
Yeah.
Okay, you can tell 3 large transport wagons were a part of the group that went back south along the parallel path that the individuals took to attack. So it looks like they took something in the ensuing chaos, and there's 3 tracks. They tried like doing the Jawa thing where they moved in a line, or the Sand People or whatever, but to hide their number. But they weren't exact about it. It was middle of the night, so you can definitely see some extras that are kind of going along. And you probably missed that if it wasn't for the semi-dry mud that still contained the tracks in them. And as you keep going, you will find an area that looks to be a smaller encampment inside the thicket. This one not as well clean. It's in like a little shallow ditch in the center of this thicket. And it looks like maybe upwards of like 10 or 15 people were here for maybe a day or two. Because you can see like a latrine had been dug just a little bit off to the side, and there was there's some like bones of like meals and stuff that kind of off to the side, and an old fire that looks to have been kicked down at one point really hard, and even a couple of tent pegs that are still on the ground as if they were ripped up really quickly. I'm going to need, as a group, you need to nominate somebody to take the lead for tracking these individuals.
I vote Rivallon or Ustinia.
I second that vote for Rivallon and Ustinia. It ain't gonna be Mog.
Okay. So which one of you wants to take the lead on this?
Yeah, okay.
I can be support, but Rivallon should take lead.
Okay.
This would be his favorite terrain as well, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't slow down.
For this
Can't
one
keep
check,
up.
yes.
You're on your own.
For this one check. It's a thicket. It's like one of those little like farm thickets that's in between fields. It's not a big one, but I'll say for this check you do get an advantage on this because you're when you start this you will be in that. So I need you to make a ooh, let's see. What am I gonna have you roll? It's got to be an applicable skill. Here. What's tracking?
Survival?
Natural
Tracking.
survival.
Yeah, I think survival works for that. So I need you to make a survival check as you try and track. You have advantage because you are starting this inside of a thicket. Ooh,
20.
good thing you had advantage.
Dirty 20.
dropped a 1.
20 from a dropped 1.
Yeah. Okay, dirty 20. All right. So you can tell, Rival. This is fairly easy for you actually because the muddy ground that's just on. It's a good thing that it's kept like so moist around here. I know people hate that word, but it's kept that way because it's keeping the mud just barely pliable enough that it's maintaining its shape, and you're able to track these people fairly easily. And you can tell where they left and where they came back, gathered all their stuff, and then left at an even quicker pace. And you track these wagon ruts essentially. That's the biggest thing you're tracking at this point, because it doesn't look like anybody who was on foot going out is on foot anymore. Like they just piled into these wagons, and whoever was on a horseback beforehand, they're just riding alongside. And this is like a big group in a line, just going out.
These soldiers heard nothing.
You can actually tell, though. You can actually tell the search party from the soldiers, because it's a little bit more recent tracks. They were here. and they're going parallel to these tracks as well, along these ruts. So they were here. As you go through, you exit on the other side of the forest, and you're going south towards the coast. And it doesn't take you long for these ruts to kind of lead you down onto the rocky beach. Like, it's odd because there's not too much distance between where they ambushed and that big forest to the north that could easily hide people. But they're going basically towards a place with no cover, what you can see. And think of this coastline as like Point du Hoc. Like there's pretty sheer cliffs most places, but this is going down one of the paths to the beach. And what was the intelligence check for?
My roleplay whether Ustinia's cotton on what's happened,
Okay.
or at least my opinion as a
Alright,
player of what's happened.
Okay. I thought for a second you were making a check.
My character's not as smart as I am, necessarily. He's average.
Hey now. Ustini is
Don't
fine.
downspeak
He's
Ustini.
smart in other areas.
Justinia's got
Yeah.
a very
He's got
He's got street smarts. Or sorry,
Yeah.
he's step smarts.
He's got step smarts, yeah.
Yeah.
He's world wise.
He's worldwide, Mr. Worldwide.
No, wise,
You
not wise.
Yeah.
I had
Um,
to. I couldn't help it.
But yeah, you're following these tracks down this like kind of twisty, rocky path to the beach. And once you get on the beach, again, there's not a lot of sand here. It's just a lot of like pebbles and rocks. This is a very hard and harsh beach. This isn't a place you would go to if you didn't need to. Especially windswept as well, because it's just like cliffs that the wind's buffeting against. Make another survival check. This time without advantage because you're no longer in the forest.
Can I give advantage by assisting?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Thanks.
Technically, it's supposed to be taking the lead, but yeah, I'll allow it.
MT.
You have you're trained in survival though, right?
Yes.
No, I'm talking Ustenia.
Oh yes.
Ustenia's got yeah. Okay, good. That would be my limit. If you weren't trained, you couldn't provide assistance.
Oh
or
no,
something
I'm
like this.
proficient in it.
Okay, proficient. That's what I meant. Okay. You get to the point where Rivallon, you get to the point where you can tell where the military search party that was coming after them lost the trail.
Yeah.
Because you almost lose the trail too. You lose it for a little bit because there's no longer like defined ruts because it's this pebbly beach terrain that gets obviously that the tide comes in and out on.
Mm-hmm.
But you're able to tell from certain clues, like a couple of branches cracked in a weird way here and there, some overturned stones that have like moss on one side that it shouldn't have, that there's something rolled through here of substantial weight to dislodge some of this stuff. You can definitely tell it would take somebody who's trained or at least experienced in tracking to keep this and to hone on this, unless they had some sort of like scent and dogs kind of follow. Even then, it would be very difficult because of the water kind of washing that away after a certain amount of time. But you're catching this at low tide as you go through. And as you follow these tracks, you actually find down along this rocky path, it kind of leads back away from the water at one point, and you're now in almost like a craggy chasm in between like two sections of cliff face. There's a lot of blind paths and dead ends, but you keep on it, and you come across a very well hidden cave entrance.
Ooh.
It's broad and tall. And from what you can tell, if you weren't tracking these people, you probably would have never found this.
Ah, cool.
This is incredibly hidden. If you were on the beach, you wouldn't know this was there. You might not even know that the entrance to the area that it goes to would be there. It's like hidden behind a lot of different curves and dead ends. And the light barely gets down from above, as there's not a lot of open sky above you anymore. But you can hear the crashing waves from from behind you. And you just see this big open cave, slightly above the waterline. And it's definitely big enough that you can get a wagon into it. Actually, it's big enough you could probably get 2 wagons side by side into it. It is a broad cave that has been worn away from wind and sea over the years. What do you do
What time is
as a
it?
group? It's about noon.
Okay.
May as well go in.
Yeah, I think so.
Can you,
Everybody's ready?
could you cast Pass Without a Trace on us? If this is their
Yes.
hideout, it would be good for us
So
to
you
be a
want to
bit
go super stealthy,
stealthier.
do you?
I think it'd
I
be
don't
better.
want to
Yeah.
fall over my feet and smash into some rocks.
Fine.
Hang on
Thank
one
you.
second. 1 second. Where is it?
Are you going to enhance ability on yourself?
I cast Enhance Ability at level 3, and I give Ustinia and myself advantage at Dexterity. So we both need it.
Okay, I've got Pass Without a Trace as well, so that's plus 10 to their stealth.
Okay, so everybody
Everyone
wants to
roll
make a stealth check. Go ahead and do it.
I've got advantage on this. Make sure you click
I
advantage,
rolled a
Yukari,
7.
because if you don't, it'll give you disadvantage automatically.
And isn't it plus 10?
It is
Yeah.
plus 10.
So I rolled an 18 there. That's not awful.
I rolled a 10.
22.
Yeah, I rolled an 8.
Wow.
All right, and Rivallon,
22.
you need to make your stealth check as well.
Is the cave dark?
26.
Yes.
So advantage.
Advantage.
Roll again.
Oh, do it again.
Wait, he's eating. Give him a second to eat. Rivallon's
Yeah,
chewing
if you're
on
not
it,
if
it's
you're
like,
not taking light in with you,
Oh,
natural
That's
20.
a natural.
Rivallon just disappears.
Disappears.
Be
If,
gone.
if you're not taking light in with you or anything like that, then yes, it is dark. It is fairly dark in there. So
I
Okay,
have
that
a
was
hand
a
on my
natural
shoulder.
20, plus 17, because I got plus 7 to my stealth, and plus 10 to the Pass Without a Trace. I have 37 stealth check.
funny
I
thing
am
is,
a
it's not actually.
frigging bloody ghost.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. The funny thing is, that's not actually the most stealth I don't think I've ever seen somebody roll. I think the biggest one I've seen that wasn't like buffed out like out the ass and like Pathfinder with stealth modifiers
they do
would
that,
be
yeah.
like would be like a 40. And I think that
Yeah.
was in
Yeah.
I think that was Critical Role. I think somebody got a 40 in their stealth team. They
Well,
just
it was a 43.
43. Yeah, they just disappeared. So yeah, you enter this cave.
I hook into Sash's arm.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, it's not like that hard to get through it because it is fairly smooth, and there's not a lot of like pebbles or anything like that on the ground. This is a windswept, probably former water cave that through maybe the maybe crumbling upper parts of the cliffs like blocked it off from being filled all the time. So it's very smooth, wide, and flat from what you're getting here. Very dry as well, as just the wind is coming through, and it's just the salt air kind of filtering in. The trail, though, becomes harder to find as you're going through, because now there's not even rocky sand and rocky beach to track them. But obviously, there's only one way to go for quite a bit of time through this cave. But you get to a point where there's some branches. I'm going to need the lead on this to make another survival check to try and look through here.
Am I getting
Hello?
advantage, Estenia?
Sorry,
Does
what?
Stenya have dark vision?
No,
No.
it does not.
Alright, I'm on my own then.
You're on your own, unless you light a torch or something. Then no.
He doesn't need it though. He just does not fucking
Alright.
need it.
Nice.
All right, Rivallon, you're like going across here, and luckily for you, the rocks that this cave is made out of are soft rocks. They're like mineral deposits on top of the harder stone.
Mhm.
And you almost miss it, but some of these wagon wheels slipped when they made a turn, and they kind of grind across these mineral deposits, and they've left like a little mark on there, and you go, that's where they went. And if you weren't paying attention at that point, you probably would have gone down a blind path that went the opposite direction. Maybe you lost a couple hours of time as you kind of followed that blind part of the cave.
Mhm.
But you don't. You keep moving.
Cool.
And you keep moving down. And down's the correct word, because as you go, there's like a little dip up in the cave, and then it starts lowering in elevation. Slightly. Enough that you can tell. Not enough that it's like dangerous or anything, or like it's steep. It's just, you're starting to go down into the ground. And it's dark. And it's become even less smooth. It's becoming more natural as a cave. Less eroded. It doesn't take you long. Maybe you've spent 45 minutes in the cave total at this point. And you come across kind of a wider section of the cave path that you're going down. There are 3 wagons just on the side.
Somebody search them.
I'll go and investigate the wagons.
I'll investigate 2, specifically making sure they're not trapped.
Okay, you go
Okay,
first, looking for traps.
you're-
I'll...
Do that first. I'll look for traps after Isaac's touched them.
Yeah, because nobody. Sounds like a smart idea to me. Isaac, you go first. Then we'll check for traps. when
Isaac
you're gone.
explodes. Yep, they're trapped.
Ooh, 21.
I mean, that's one way
Okay.
to do it.
You check them. You're not noticing any tripwires, dead man switches, pressure plates,
Claymore.
anything like that. Claymores. You know,
Bouncing
AT
betties.
mines aren't. Yeah. You
Why
don't
is there
notice
a
any of
screen
that.
that says target locked on this location?
Mog's hand
timer
goes
didn't
over,
say
and there's just a
10.
red. There's a red light that just kind of like she puts her hand in front. Red light. What is that?
Some sort of bunker buster just rips
Yeah.
through the top of the cave.
Oh god.
Laser guided. But you don't notice any like traps that you can tell from just investigating. Like you're like you're doing the soft hand kind of thing. You're
Yeah.
like places you're just kind of barely touching it, but you're not noticing anything. It's just kind of some old military transport wagons. And these, by the way, when I say transport wagons, these are like 4-horse wagons that are pulled. These aren't like small things. These are made to move a hefty amount of equipment and people on them. And yeah, go ahead, Isaac, if you wanted to investigate the wagons themselves.
Oh, that's
Oh.
Oh,
Now you gotta do 2 push-ups because you rolled so low.
It's only on 2s. I said it's. I don't.
Ah,
It's only on 2s because I said that's the thing I roll the most.
Don't want it.
Damn
no.
you.
Well, here's
they
the
are
thing.
trucks.
Yeah, it's a wagon.
What wagons? The thing is, you actually do pass. You do pass one of the DCs, so you get some information because you still got above a 5. You don't know.
Wow.
There's nothing. There's no like boxes in the wagons. These are empty. The back ends of them have been brought down to unload, and there is nothing. They are all just empty wagons.
Someone else look
And you
at
can-
it because Isaac is stupid.
We don't know Isaac is stupid. That is the problem,
Damn it!
guys.
I'm blind. I literally
This is
cannot
the
see
problem.
shit right now. Mog is my only thing that's stopping me from walking into a wall.
Do you have dark vision,
Yeah.
Isaac?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
I was
an
gonna say
Azar,
if you
remember?
didn't, I have to make you roll disadvantage on that. Not that you could roll anything less.
I can't roll anything less. No.
You could get a double one.
Yeah.
Which would
Snake
equal
eyes.
2, which would mean
Let's find out.
Push-ups. So yeah, you just notice it's an empty wagon. There's no like indications that anything was left here. You're not finding any real clues as to like what was in these wagons. It's just whatever was in them was taken out of them, and it's no longer here.
Isaac, tell us that's what you saw.
The wagons are empty.
Did you find any paperwork, anything like that?
Nope.
I'll have a look for that.
That's a
I
good
like
idea.
papers.
We need papers. We need
I'm holding on the
something
mug
to tell us
like,
where they
oh
went.
no. I can't see shit.
Rivallon, will you hold on to Sesh, please?
Sure. Right, here you go. I've got hold of her armor.
That's all you're willing to check, isn't it? Right, I am looking for paperwork.
Wait, I
you're
misrolled that. Where did that voice come from? Oh.
You're investigating the wagons. Okay.
Or papers.
Mog.
Or
Okay.
anything
Or
that would give a
Anything.
clue.
You're investigating the wagons. Let's
Yeah.
not parry. Let's not bring you down.
Because
Uh,
Isaac rolled
Let's
shit.
not narrow that down. So you go up. You kind of like you push Isaac aside as you start looking through some of these wagons.
Can I give him a look?
I mean, yeah, it's a character.
Mog gives him a look. A
You go through.
disapproving look.
And Mog, you can tell one thing definitively about these wagons.
They are empty.
They are empty. They are empty. They have been unloaded, and you can also tell the passageway in front of these wagons that continues down deeper into the cave system was not wide enough for these wagons to go through.
Which is why they've stopped here.
These are too big to keep going deeper into the cave.
We need to go deeper.
None of us are dwarves.
Drums in the deep.
Rivallon's been saying that for days now.
Over the bridge of Khazad-dûm.
They dug deeply and greedily. And it was
So what
their
do you
doom.
all do?
Do I see any horse prints or footprints?
It's stone. No.
Yeah, but you saw
Damn.
tracks.
God
of the...
damn.
In soft deposits left on the rocks.
Okay.
Because he rolled a like
Breaking disgracefully good roll.
he rolled a 19.
5, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's you're not noticing like obvious also you were just investigating the wagons. They're empty wagons. Whatever was in them was
Is not in them
definitely
anymore.
is not in them anymore, and it was definitely something substantial with the way that it looks like these are designed to ride and how they're resting on their springs now. Because it's like they're the little like suspension springs that it rests on the axles of are a lot higher than you would expect them to be from your experience with like wagons and stuff. It's a bit
The
too
gold
high.
is heavy.
So this was definitely meant to carry something heavy or a lot of people. Because you could probably fit 30 or 40 people inside these wagons. Like it wouldn't be comfortable, but it'd be like troop transport kind of thing.
They're
just
APCs.
going along. Yeah, essentially.
Without the A.
With that, yeah. With the,
Well, you could always
Um,
strap some metal to it. It would work, right?
yeah, you could do something. But yeah, that's what you get from your investigations, and there is a continuing path down, but it's less like 2 wagons wide as it has been, and more maybe 2-person wide.
All right.
Now.
We continue down the passageway.
I take Mog's
Okay.
Sesh's arm again because
All right,
you know
you're
it's
past without
nice
trace.
having.
Being able to see. You are muted, Mikey. By the way.
I wanna die.
I could have said that while you were talking, but I thought it'd be better if I just because you'll learn more. You'll learn more if I let you fail.
Just hello, dearie. Alright.
Yeah. While you're going down this next passageway, past the trace ends.
And now it's
'cause
time
it
for
has-
us to end for our break.
Yes, because we are basically at break. So let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
turn it further.
Let me advance time to an hour so that we got that. Yeah. And we'll
So
come back.
we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes or so. We're just gonna go to bio break, get ourselves a cup of tea and stuff. You guys do the same, and we will be back very, very shortly. See you in a moment.
Bye.
That's how the Chaos AI usually played too, by hugging those fucking gas clouds in the Imperial campaign.
That's very
Almost
true.
all the fucking time.
But it's literally, have we got a gas cloud? Yes, here. Okay, I'm going to stay as close to my end as possible. I'm going to sit in this corner, and I'm just going to bomb the hell out of them until either I lose or they lose.
Yeah, I think they need to probably need to redo the Chaos campaign as like a second run through to kind of make it better. Use some of the mechanics they've developed for things, and
if they could
kinda
just
put
balance
it,
it, because I've got literally nothing. I haven't even got up to low urgency. Yeah, I've got 5-6 invasions.
Basically, they just need to do what they did to the Space Marine faction and like add in a bit more diverse options in terms of actually commanding the fleet, as well as
probably
obviously
buff the
campaign.
lances. Probably
Yeah.
buff the lances a bit.
Because look what Space Marines were before. Well, it was kind of an objective nerf, but it made the meta online at least.
It made
and
them better.
playing them, yeah, it made them.
Yeah.
It made them more fun to play rather than doing the whole chapter master Valrak. Just turbo boost into everyone and ram them, and then you win. And then when that got
Space
nerfed
Marines
because it
don't
was
even have ramming
objectively
clouds.
bad, he was like, "No, why did you do this?"
Yeah. Well, if I remember right, lances in Armada 2 have damage fall off once they get their half range, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which doesn't necessarily work for Chaos as much, because Chaos's whole thing is they have long range firepower that doesn't miss, which is the lances. But the fact is that's long range. I think it drops off to 1 damage, right, at some point, or is the lower limit like 2 or something like that? I forget what the floor is on the damage.
All
But
they
they
had to
probably need
do
to
is just give
buff that
Chaos...
up a couple of points.
Yeah,
and
give
then
Chaos
that'll be good.
exclusively a higher floor on it. That's it.
Yeah, that's probably it. Maybe a higher floor and a lower ceiling. Make it like pare it down, so it's not as good close up, but it's very good at mid to long range, kind of as a thing.
That kind of.
That'd probably balance it out.
And scale back on the carriers.
Yeah, this is free Armada 2 devs. Just use this if you ever watch.
Yeah. Feel free. I mean, for crying out loud, I'm on episode 38 of a live stream series where I've done 38 3-hour live streams of your game, and I was fine.
Turn 110 or something like that as well.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, no, you can play that for a lot. So we come back to our party. We come back to the party. You have just lost your Pass Without a Trace, as it has been an hour
reapply
since you
it because
cast it.
I'm nice like that.
Thank you.
Okay, spend another spell slot. You keep track of these fucking spell slots, right?
I
He
do.
does.
Okay, I'm
I
making sure.
do. I am not
I
like
also
the
You
think-
pass that trace out like candy.
Abilities. Action, sorry.
Enhanced ability is gone as well. It's concentration of 2 an hour, so I'm going to recast that as well.
We look at it like this with Pass Without a Trace. Every cast of it has the chance of avoiding
Death.
like 9 other spell slots being used if we get into trouble. So
Well, not for Rival, because he has like a pared down spell slot list as a
he doesn't
as
hit
a,
them.
as a
but
ranger.
I
all the
get
time.
32.
Are we doing
32?
another stealth
Okay.
check?
Yeah, we have to. We
Yeah,
have to do the stealth check.
he just cast Pass Without a Trace, so make another stealth check.
Oh, Sesh did pretty damn good.
I got the exact same.
Wow. I don't think Sesh has ever rolled that high in stealth.
I don't
Nice.
get the
Still not as good as
advantage
Rivallon.
either.
No.
You do, yeah.
No, you do.
Oh, I do.
You do. Sesh just recast the ability thing. So.
Yeah.
Sesh no longer knows where Mog is, although she still feels her.
All right,
like-
so the average of the party's above 20.
Disgusting.
Average
We're
of the
gonna get
party's.
down here and it's just gonna be some normal bandits, and then we're gonna.
Alright, you want the average? I'll do you the average, mate. Don't
He's going to
worry.
appear from the mist.
Let me
see-
see, because I'm usually good at this. I think the average is going to be 22. No,
Right,
24.
let me-
24. That 32 knocks it way up. So
See,
All
I
right.
have like the perfect reference for this, but
We're gonna
none
like
of you are gonna get it.
apparate. We'll like apparate out of the rock, and they're gonna be like, "Oh no!"
Hang on.
They're
It's
coming from the walls.
32 plus...
24.8.
Nice.
what was that?
24.8.
Hey! I am oddly good about that. Like that's
No,
something
sorry,
I'm
it
oddly
rounds
good
up to
about
25, so put your arms down, boy.
I was within one. I was within. Come on.
Well,
Come on.
I'll allow it.
Come
I'll
on.
allow it this
I'm
time.
horrible at
Allow
math.
it.
Let me have this.
We'll allow it this
So-
time. Just this
So-
time.
Only this time.
All right. Thank you.
Maybe next time. Sorry.
So you go on for another 20 minutes after getting into the smaller passage, and you continue to feel you are going down in elevation. It's odd. This place is bone dry. Even though you were right on the coast. So, and none of you have the feat that lets you tell which direction you're at all times, right?
No.
No. Okay. Then
No,
yeah, it's bone dry. Oddly
That's
enough.
what I'm thinking of taking next.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, doesn't Ustinia have it from his?
It might be a ranger thing.
Yeah, that's
No.
what I'm
Well,
checking.
but doesn't Ustinia have his like awareness thing of I always know?
Oh, it might be
Wait,
from
give me a
from his totem, yeah.
Whatever.
Always
Don't
know
you have a
hold
thing
on,
where you
hold
always
on,
know where
no,
we are
wait,
and which way
whoa.
we're going?
Whoa, wait.
Hang on, just checking something.
I have excellent memory for maps and geography, and you can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. In addition, you can find... No, it's not always aware of direction.
Okay.
It's that as long as I start to explore an area, we don't really need a map. I remember locations, but
Yeah.
that's not direction. That's the wanderer feature.
Hang on.
Yeah, there is a feat that lets you recall, has like perfect memory. It's like what
Yeah.
Caleb has in Critical
Yeah.
Role.
Yeah. So
yeah.
so for me, I'm a living map. I need to draw it into my memory. But once I have, I have basically like a regional map in my head.
No wonder Isaac likes Ustinia so much.
So,
No, it's just Landstride.
One. You are one of my collection.
so you after 20 minutes of continuing down this passageway, you come across a slightly widening part of the passageway and are presented with an odd sight. Up to this point, this has been a natural cave with absolutely no indications of kind of people being here. But you come across what looks to be a chasm, like a chasm in between one end of the cave to the other end of the cave, and a rope bridge going across it.
Interesting.
Well, I can't ask any visual questions because I'm blind as shit right now.
Oh yeah, no, it's dark as hell down here.
We have a rope bridge up ahead.
How new does it look?
If you go up to it and you look at it, it's a bit worn. It's definitely been here for a while, but it doesn't look like rotting.
Can I turn my eyes on?
Sure.
Anything?
Nope.
Go, go,
you don't-
gadget, Eldritch Sight.
Nothing. No magic items or magic that you can see other than the ones that your party is carrying with them.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a bow moving across the bridge.
Rivallon's already going across.
Are you going across the bridge?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. That's the worst
What are
kind of
these?
saving throw.
No, it's not.
Well, no, not for Rivallon.
Not for Rivallon with his +7.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. There's no way he could fail this.
Oh!
He'll be fine. There's no way he can fail this with an 8. He gets a
With a
natural 1.
with a natty 1.
How bad is it?
So,
Okay, so rival, now you gotta do a push-up.
so what you see in front
It's
of
a
you.
2!
No,
Yeah.
you
Rivallon.
rolled like a 32. I don't see shit, and I'm the only other speed right now.
That's 32. I'm gonna say that kind of stealth. I'm gonna say because stealth. I'm gonna say the +10 that goes out is like external of the party and the people that it's affected by because it's in the distance. Either way, as you see Rivallon go across a bridge that absolutely has no cover in any way to obscure him, so you know where he is. You don't see like the bridge give or anything, but you can definitely tell whoever made this bridge didn't necessarily understand like proper structure. So the bridge, like Rivallon starts walking normally. You're just walking normally, but that causes an oscillation in the rope bridge.
Oh, you mean like the Millennium Bridge? Nice, yes.
Yeah, it starts, but the problem is, at some point, your footstep gets in sync with it, and it just magnifies it, and you're about halfway through the bridge when, like, it just flips, like twists, and the dexterity saving throw was for whether one you could avoid that and catch yourself, and you just down. You're free fall for about 6 seconds. And then you feel, you go, no. Down onto a hard, flat, rocky surface.
And how
Like
much
we all hear this,
take?
so that's actually just like, oh.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard crack. It's about 60 feet.
At
You
least
fall
one
about-
of his. At
You
least
fall 10
one
feet
of
a
his
second.
bits are
So
fucked.
it's within a round.
This could potentially be the end of Rivallon.
No. 60. It's 60.
well,
his spine will never be the same again.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's definitely gonna have some like torsion problems here in a bit. Some things. So you
60 feet is in the realms of survival, but it's gonna hurt.
Oh, yeah.
This shit gonna hurt.
Yeah, because it was it's too short a drop for me to have done anything as a reaction to help him. But
Yeah, I did. I would have been there by the time, and I would have made a
Literally blind.
fuck ton of noise to get there.
so he's gonna hit the ground. Hit the ground, and then as soon as he does, he's gonna turn into a bird. Just
Damn it.
Yeah.
Missed it by that much.
all right? Pretty shit roll for the damage on that one. You take 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
So basically, it's just a really hard hit as you just like.
I mean, you hear the thud, and then you hear Rivallon go, yeah, I'm good.
Are you okay?
Yeah, kind of a sharp intake of breath there. Just.
I'm good.
And you can see the bridge. You can see the bridge above you, Rivallon, almost as if a mocking sense flip back to its normal resting position, just kind of like that.
I want to point out, people got horses across this.
Oh, actually, I was gonna ask, what'd you do with your guys' horses?
The horses are outside
Did you
this
li-
cave.
Outside the cave. Okay, that's
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
thought. I thought that was the case. Or else I was gonna have to start rolling horse damage, and that's never fun. Because
Rivallon, I'm throwing
I don't think a
down the
horse is gonna
rope.
survive that. Actually, Rivallon, make a perception check.
Is there just a load of chests down here and some bandits? Like,
Or just a
All
lot
right.
of bodies. Just bodies.
Perception check.
Her eyes in the dark.
14.
A hissing noise comes from the shadows. No. You kind of like get up, like you're kind of doing that half get up thing where your feet and legs remain stationary, but you're kind of like just propelling yourself up, kind of. Just
Yeah.
like you're hearing like a kind of snap, crackle, and pop in your back as it kind of realigns itself. And you
Yeah.
look out.
Oh, that's the disc going back in place.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You look towards the direction you were traveling because you didn't have enough time to rearrange yourself while you fell.
Yeah.
But in the direction you were going, at the other end of the cave, off to the side by about 20 feet from the bridge's like exit location on the other side, there is a worn rope that kind of is draped over the edge down to the bottom of.
Oh,
the,
don't worry.
chasm.
I've got a rope here.
Okay.
It doesn't take you. Yeah, it doesn't take you much. It's 60 feet, which would be a lot, but you're an elf and you have a very high base dexterity score. You just failed the fuck out of that because of that one.
Yes, I really did.
Yeah.
Master
Well,
Ice.
Sash is gonna be like, Rivallon, let me help you out. Where the fuck are you?
So,
I'm across
how are you?
the other side. You
the other
numpty.
side.
He's on the other side of the chasm once he gets out. Yeah.
Master
that rope
Isaac, how do
is that.
you feel about becoming something big and flyy and flying us all across? Because if Rivallon falls off that bridge, myself and My lady says have zero chance.
I will break every bone in my spine.
You're wearing plate armor.
Exactly.
I will if I have to, but I will remind you that that is a 4th level spell slot.
I will remind you, I've been granting you pass without a freaking trace.
Level 2s.
Yes, and I have 3 of them.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Yeah. That's what I was saying before. He's giving up a lot of his combat capability because he only has
Saving
Isaac-
your butt.
Isaac turns into giant owl Isaac.
Okay. I'll say in the time that that is castable. I think it's up to an hour, right? That past that that polymorphs up. You're easily able to ferry people across one at a time without straining too much. And this chasm, by the way, it's almost perfect. The chasm begins and goes across, and it kind of the cave walls to the side continue across the chasm. But you can tell the chasm keeps going underneath. Like this is a crack in the bedrock that kind of goes down for a while. So it's just like a layer that cracked open. But you get across.
Rivallon. I'm like, come here, let me fix that spine.
All right, you gonna heal him?
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, babe, you're fine.
You're back up to full with 28 hit points for the 16 you took. So was that a spell you just used?
Oh, there we go.
That's his healer surgical ability that take.
She just puts her hands on his spine and chiropractically adjusts him.
Oh, that's better.
All right. So Pass Without a Trace has 20 minutes left on it as you continue moving, because you took 20 minutes to get here, and it takes you, I'm going to say, 20 minutes to ferry everybody across, generally, before Isaac, I'm assuming, drops the owl form, because you have a... All right, so you're just walking as an owl. Walking as an owl through the passage.
So...
Morg is
Hey,
resisting
that
the
works.
urge to just go... Pet him.
What is the so I'm assuming it's Rivallon first, then Ustenia, because Ustenia has at least some applicable skills to tracking and stuff. And then who's the third?
Morg and Sesha together.
Mog and Sesha together, and then Isaac, are you taking up the rear?
Owlzook is at the back, yeah.
Okay. Does an owl have dark vision?
Yeah, 120 feet.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Because I was gonna say some of those animals you think don't have it. Because cats don't have it. I don't think.
Weirdly, cats don't have it. It's weird. It's weird for me.
I also have keen hearing and sight. Owl has advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing or sight.
Owl's probably got a better perception than Isaac.
And now, for some reason, I understand Elvish and Sylvan.
Yeah, that works. So yeah, you continue moving.
Why is the owl better than... The owl is better than me at Dex. They have a 15 Dex. Why am I better as an owl?
It seems as though this cave system goes on forever as you continue moving across. It gets a little bit wider now. It's wide enough for a few people to walk side by side. But it continues to drop in elevation. You can feel it. It's a slight incline. And you've been going for probably, at this point, 2 hours just walking.
Can I hit anything? Any water,
Here?
any people that aren't my companions?
If you tell everybody to stop for a second, you just quiet. You don't hear anything. You just hear the echoes off the cave walls of your companions being alive, the breathing and the shifting of feet.
And ruffling of feathers.
Yeah, it's just an empty cave. But you come across a branch in this passageway again.
Who put that there? Throws the stick.
And it looks as though and now you must again try and reacquire which direction these individuals came across. And this time it looks to be even harder, as this is far down. This is all bedrock.
Just see Isaac's owl head do a complete 360 turn.
Chiropractically adjust you as well.
Isaac has perception things and whatchamacallit. Can I use that?
You want me to help you as an owl?
Yes, well, you know,
I'll allow it.
You're more likely to
The owl
help.
can speak Elvish. The
He
owl,
does. I could ask him to help.
The owl understands Elvish. It doesn't speak Elvish.
No, it.
But it can
it can
boot in the right direction.
It can only speak giant owl, but
Yeah.
it understands common, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Yeah. So, go ahead and make that with an advantage.
Oh.
Oh, babe!
That's another.
To be fair, you only had to roll a 15 to actually pass the DC of this.
Well, here,
So-
let's put it this way, right? Every time Rivallon rolls a natural 20, do a push-up.
How many nat 20s have you rolled today?
6. No,
Then again, you did just roll a 1 to cross a bridge, so it does balance out a little bit.
But how long have I been waiting to roll any natural 20s?
That is true. So you take some time. This takes a bit of time as you are examining this place, trying to be stealthy while you do it, but you are just examining every little bit that you can. And
Yeah,
one of the good things
I'm
that's
crawling around on the floor, and everyone's going, "Oh, he's really taking me." And what I'm actually doing is putting my back up against the wall. And, oh, that's better.
Are you doing that thing where your back hurts and you're just kind of like on all fours, just going like, "This is better than standing. I'll stay here forever now."
That is a thing.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I know it. The thing that's helped you
They
though,
suck.
the thing that's helped you though, is this is not as windswept or smooth as it previously was. This is a natural cave that is made through whatever machinations of geology created it. And so there are little pebbles and stones, and even probably at one point this was guano or some sort of waste, but it has created a fine soot of almost soil-like consistency on the bottom of the floor. It's almost imperceptible, but you notice it. And you notice old footprints, maybe a few days old, leading down the right path.
How did these guys get horses across that gap with giant bundles of treasure?
Mog is going to paint a small white circle on the wall that they've just come down.
Okay, so you can keep the wits about you going back up. Okay.
Yeah.
So you draw it so that you know which way to go, and you continue down this path. Continue down this path.
As Rivallon's walking along, he goes, "Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of
on this path.
taste."
On this path, on this path,
Fine, however, could use a little
the
work.
Yeah, the floor becomes harsher and harsher as it goes. It's not like super hard to walk on. It's just you can start feeling it be less of a ease to travel. Like you're picking your way across little outcrops of rock that haven't been worn down at all or things like that. And undulations in the ground happen more regularly. Hold on 1 second. Just gotta check this. Goes Rivallon actually no, at this point it'd be Rivallon Isaac.
Yeah, because I can't
Isaac, and then I'm gonna say Ustenia at that point with Mog and Sesh in the rear. So
the freaking owl.
That's a lot of dice.
okay. So
The owl has plus
actually
3
hold on.
stealth when I only have 1. The owl is better at stealth than me too. Fuck, I'm gonna be an owl more.
Owls are practically
Can you cast like
silent.
True Polymorph and just leave it for a couple days and then let it be permanent? This one's for
Isaac is now an owl.
Can you imagine an owl Asimar designs all sorcerer? Where is the crazy
Madman. We got him.
Oh,
We
you
got
could
a proposition
you
for
could be
boy.
you could be an Aarakocra, but that's
Yeah,
an
that's true.
owl.
Yeah.
an owl? Or use Humblewood and actually be one of those tiny little owl people.
What's that? What's that Pokemon? The newer one that looks like that looks like an owl but shoots like arrows and stuff.
Don't
That one.
pay attention to Pokemon. So, none of you notice as you're walking, kind of going by the monotony of everything, as you're getting into the third hour of walking and following this path, which, by the way, the polymorph ends at one point. And this actually coincides fairly well because I have a timeline of everything. This coincides exactly with this. As you're all walking, you come across an undulation in the ground again, and normal undulation, it kind of goes up a little bit, then it goes down. Problem is, this is the pebbles and stones that cover the floor and stuff make you keeping your footing harder, as well as the sheer drop, almost sheer drop, the very deep incline that it coincides with. So I'm going to need the first three members of the party, which is Rivallon, Ustenia, and Isaac, all to make a dexterity saving throw or lose their footing.
Worse than last
I get advantage on this.
You are in the darkness.
Danger sense.
This isn't a trap.
Oh.
This is a natural formation.
19.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
better.
so dexterity save, yeah.
Mhm.
Dexterity saving throw.
Come on, Ustenia. Oh,
Oh.
Natural 20.
he don't
That's a
give fuck.
That's a 3. Okay, so
Isaac's
that's better,
actually
though,
that makes
isn't it?
sense.
Because
That makes sense. You're basically walking on human feet for the first time in an hour, and just like, oh, okay, for the basically the two people in front of Isaac, you're about ready to say, hey guys, watch out, it's a little bit steep here, and you just see Isaac going, because it's like an incline like this going down for a bit, just straight down like that. Like there's a floor underneath you, but because of all the little loose pebbles and like very thin coating of almost talcum like powder, you are not getting traction as you fall
I would
down.
like to attempt to catch him before he's able to fall very far.
I will let you try it, but it's a hard DC because you are in the darkness.
I will
Well,
attempt. I have dark vision. I will assist in his attempt to catch him.
All right. Okay, then that means Ustenia gets a base check.
There you go.
You get a straight check. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a.
Thanks. Fast reactions.
It's got to be a dexterity check. You've got to try and catch him before he gets out of your. You got to be quick. You got to be quick to do this.
Just,
So it's gotta
dexterity, nothing like...
It's gonna just be a dex check,
So
unless you
not
can use acrobatics.
or athletics.
You could try to use acrobatics if you want. I think it's gonna be the
You
same
don't
thing
want
for
me
you.
to have my +8 in athletics, do you? This is what it is.
It's not an athletic thing though. You were trying to get at him before he
That's
falls
fair.
away from you. That is the thing. It is a dexterity check, and it's going to be. I'm going to tell you this right now. It's a DC 18 to get him.
Oof.
You've got to get him before he gets out of your reach.
All right, let's give it a go.
Let's give it a go. It's a straight check because of.
Oh!
That's
Two
21!
natural 20s.
Okay,
in a
so-
row.
Now I want Utari to do push-ups for every natural 20 he rolls. Do it.
No.
Isaac,
No.
this happens, and you're like, oh no.
Oh god.
And you feel a tug like around your neck as Ustenia gets his fingers around your collar and just like herks you back up. Like
It makes sense because he probably had his hand on my back because he can't see.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
to be fair,
He
I
just
was
feels me
probably
going.
ready
He
for
goes,
it.
no.
Like with my previous natural 20, I assume Estinia's like he's on comfortable ground here. He's ready for this.
I like
yeah,
the
no, you-
idea.
you
It's
got it,
like one
you
of
got it.
those videos of like dads catching their children who
Yeah.
are like, oh,
essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That happened.
essentially. So stood Isaac, you're just like as you get pulled back up from your neck, essentially. As you
It's
go
just
back
dad
up.
instincts of nope.
I've actually had to do that with scaffolders. Like I've noticed. No, seriously, it's
I thought
happened.
you were gonna
I've
say your
noticed they
kids, but
falling
no, you
away.
went for the scaffolders.
No, they were falling away, and I've grabbed them by the like physically grabbed the harness and pulled them in.
Oh boy.
A bit of a hero there.
Utari saves lives every day. That's what he does.
So yeah, you are prevented from tumbling down this almost 90-foot decline.
Okay, I wouldn't
And-
have time to put wings on, but
when you get to the bottom, you can see what was you would have had to try and make a concentration check because you would have been tumbling down this fucking thing.
It's not concentration. It's a personal.
No, I mean Constitution or something to see if you could cast it before you got down there. But either way, you definitely see this would have hurt, as you see a almost vertical hard stone wall at the end of this decline with sharp, rocky outcroppings that exist along it.
He'd have been shivved.
Damn it!
By the earth. The
Idiot.
earth would have shivved him.
Don't save him anymore. Let him be shivved. It's
You
his
escaped
thing.
this. You escaped the 7d8 piercing damage that would have been a
That would
burden
have
on you.
stung.
That would have been definitely enough to put me into system shock range.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
probably.
Oh yeah. It's just fucking.
Oh, you rolled death. Okay. I'm
So,
just at
yeah.
the bottom of a crevice. The only one that could probably get down, who has the ability to help people get down places.
People just going down the incline trying to get to you. But you spent a little bit of time to safely come down the incline, just like clearing away some of the talc, like soil and pebbles, so you have a bit sturdier footing. And basically, it takes an almost right angle turn away from the wall at the end, to deeper into the path. But you dropped quite a bit of distance. But it doesn't take you long. And by the way, Pass Without Trace is gone again because it's been that long. You've been in here for about 2.5 hours.
Again,
As
how did these people get something like what? If there were 15 of them, most of which had horses, and then they had say it was 2 horses minimum on each cart. How did they get 23 horses
If
down
they've
this?
got magic, they might have like being able to lift things or be able to float.
You
Just been a case of they know a way we don't.
Or they know a way we don't.
you empty out into a humongous chamber. Out of the thin, kind of 2-man wide chamber that you've been going down, you empty out into this humongous chamber. However many hundreds of feet below ground at this point. It is huge. And it looks to go on forever, from what you can see from either side. You can see the opposite wall. It's a long tunnel, maybe 200 feet tall from the top, which is you're thinking, just like almost you can't even see the top, even with dark vision almost. And it's filled with rocky outcrops, some variable terrain, and nearby you even see almost humongous mushrooms, almost like a forest that exists in the kind of lowlands area of this chamber. And who has dark vision?
And Isaac. Oh, there we go. He has got his hand
Yeah,
up.
he's got his hand raised. You see, just to the edge of your vision. Actually, no, everybody would see this because it would actually forgo the dark vision. You see a little light source at the other end of the cavern, quite a far away, almost like 3/4 of a mile away.
Flickering or constant?
Kind of flickering, like a fire. You can't make details out. It's so far away. Even Ustenia can't really make that many details out because it's just a light in darkness.
It's like trying to watch episode 3 of season 8 Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
What? What the hell?
Bring that gamma up a little bit.
Wait a minute. Are we? I'm just gonna say, obviously not strategic military genius. Why the fuck do we have our trebuchets outside the walls?
Don't think about it now, babe. Don't.
Yeah, don't. Just
Calm.
don't.
Calm.
It's amazing how that went from like a social, like a pop culture phenomena to literally not mattering in like a month.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
nobody
memes.
gives a shit about it anymore. Just ended and just like, I don't want to watch it again. That's
Just memes.
amazing. I've
Yeah.
rewatched Breaking Bad 3 times and Firefly like 12 and everything like that. Like, those fucking shows are great. And then just Game of Thrones, I've rewatched the first season. I was just like, I'm more angry now.
Yes. Given how good it was.
Yeah. So, yeah, you are in like a humongous chamber that seems to go on forever to either side of you, and like a big tunnel, hundreds of feet across. And in between you and this light source is a dip in the terrain and this like big like mushroom forest, a forest of mushrooms essentially. But these things are the biggest trees.
Because I'm a nerd, do I recognise what type of mushrooms they are? I do not have nature. It would have to
Make
be.
a history check.
I do have nature.
If you want to check, go ahead and make a check.
15?
16.
Okay. Mog, you don't know the exact mushrooms that these are. And neither do you, Rivallon. But you know something about this, both of you. You've heard stories. It's almost myth-like, but Rivallon, you've interacted with kind of this kind of area before. Deep below ground of the world, there is talk of a secondary world, an Underdark.
Oh no!
We're in the Underdark!
We're in the freaking Underdark.
Oh
You think-
no.
Fuck.
What if
You
they're
think in
not
the-
horses and they were driders? Oh,
Oh,
You
God.
think in the
God.
3 hours that you've traveled, you found an entrance to the Underdark. One of the very few rare entrances to the Underdark
What
that goes all the way to the
actual
surface.
hell is the Underdark for the uninitiated?
Also,
Yeah,
oh.
whatever. Hang on, before we do
Okay.
any of that, rival,
Moria.
do not look up what a driver is. What a
Moria
driver is, 'cause
mines.
you will go mad.
It's
Don't do
it's
that.
the
Basically-
Moria mines.
Basically, it is in D&D kind of worlds. The Underdark is essentially like this world-spanning, humongous cavern system that is its own biomes and worlds and societies. It lives underneath everything else.
So
like
it's
there
where
are-
the dark elves, the dark dwarves.
it's where the Drow live,
yeah,
the
the
Duragar
Dru-
are. Yeah,
It's-
you actually fought. You
the
actually
mind
fought
flayers.
the mind flayers.
What were those things that you thought might be down here?
Driders.
Riders.
Don't look those up.
Oh
you'll
yeah,
actually-
it's also
you'll-
the
you'll
home
cry.
of giant spiders.
Yeah,
And
you'll
we've
cry.
had some we've gone in against. some
You've
of them
also
before.
fought against Dittisons of the Underdark in one of your first missions.
What, the creepers?
The
Great!
Creepers.
Lovely! Thinking they're amazing! Wanna kill you now!
He
Yeah,
did
we
say
told you not
don't
to look
do
those
it.
up. Look,
Oh yeah,
I
you did
told
tell me not to
you.
look them up. You did tell me
I
not to look
told
them
you.
up. I still don't care.
But you,
It's
I
like
tried,
when my parents
okay?
said,
I tried.
now listen to me. Don't you dare start smoking. Yeah, whatever you say.
Bit fucking
Son.
late now.
Cactus.
yeah, but you think that you are in one of the upper levels of the Underdark because you've heard stories that in the Underdark there are forests of mushrooms that societies will use as trees are used on the surface. They are cut down and used for construction, or some are even harvested for the meaty like flesh on the top of the mushroom for food.
Okay, so I was thinking you were going to say something along the lines of like the mushrooms are carnivorous.
I mean,
Those also
possible.
exist.
Oh,
That's
Do
excellent!
exist. Hopefully they're not these ones.
They're also hallucinogenic on occasion, depending on.
Yeah. But you are in you are at the edge of this mushroom forest. You see a light at the other end of this giant tunnel, and that is where the trail seems to lead through this forest.
Yay.
Forest, behind the make-believe trees.
There are massive spiders looking to eat your brains.
It's not
That's
the
not the
lyrics,
only
but
thing that could eat
I'll
your brain here.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
For reference,
Oh,
Rival, the Underdark is so large it has its own weather systems. Like it can rain in the Underdark. Like that's how big these places
It's
are.
a world within a world.
Yeah.
And
It's
not
like
a
the
nice
Hollow
one.
Earth. It's like the Hollow Earth, but dark.
Right.
So yeah,
Like
that just,
imagine all the Dwemer areas of the Elder Scrolls smashed together with Moria's mines, and it expands the entire
Also, they can
width
see.
of the world.
The Dwemer in this setting can see, and they are not afraid to murder you.
Yeah.
Try you up
Yeah.
and use you as a select slave, depending on their mood.
so. What do you do?
Well, we have to keep going forward, don't we?
Correct.
We do, but I am more nervous than I was before.
They
I'm
do
actually,
not like marching without the sky above.
I'm actually pretty well equipped to kill things down here, so like
That makes a change.
Except the sun doesn't reach this place, Isaac. Remember that.
I can make the sun reach this place.
Isaac just bursts into a massive sun.
I am
Wow.
the sun.
My fifth
So-
level, my other 5th level spell pick was Dawn. We are ready.
All right.
I can cast daylight, which technically would make Drow like at disadvantage because
Yeah, they
There was.
don't like the
Yeah.
daylight.
So you head into the forest.
Oh my god, they are all gremlins from Gremlins.
You head into the
Oh,
forest,
fuck.
and it's odd because you're in a cave, and you've never been. None of you have been to the Underdark. You're in a cave, but this is soil you were stamping on. But when you look down, it's not like the soil you know. This is like anaerobic, acrid remnants of previous mushrooms that have died, and
Is there any
whatever.
like, little stones or anything like leaves or something I can pick up?
No leaves.
Leaves.
no leaves, because that would indicate like
That's fair.
chlorophyll. Yeah. But I'll say there, because it's still an ecosystem. There's like a little like mushroom, like fungoid shrubbery essentially that has like it's not leaves, but it's little things that like look like it's the equivalent of a shrub in this ecosystem that has like little bits that have died and kind of dropped off like here and there.
Okay.
if
I
you're
was
looking to
looking
pick one
for
up.
a little souvenir for Kaylee to go. This is from the Underdark, but
You could pick up a little dried piece of fungoid
I'll
bush.
find something later.
Okay. You sure you don't want to
Like
give
a
that to him?
spider.
All right.
No.
I mean, yeah, there are little stones and stuff, but it's nothing like definitive. It's just
Yeah.
rock. So it's soil, but it's much coarser than what you're used to as you walk across it. But it looks like just over the centuries and millennia, it's just kind of built up on the bottom of this tunnel from like the dead things. Which
Okay,
is
if
why
anybody
this-
finds any explosive barrels, please do not throw them at other explosive barrels while we're down here. Okay, I have bad memories of the Underdark.
Steve,
It's where my last character
Mage is getting PTSD flashbacks from another D&D game, playing in the Underdark.
died. My
She's fresh.
character of 3 years died in the Underdark because of a team kill. I am
That
not
just
ready
picks
to be
up the
back
barrel
down.
and is just like, oh, puts it down again.
Were
But-
you actually TPK'd?
Oh
I was
yeah,
TPK'd by a
it wasn't.
teammate.
It wasn't TPK because the whole team didn't die, but most of the
One
team
person
died.
survived and then they revived 2 people, but most of us
Yeah.
died, yes.
Yeah.
It was campaign ending. We'll put it that way.
Oh yeah, literally the campaign ended, and we are debating whether or not it was an intentional way to end the campaign at that point, because of the person that did it and their history. So you go through this forest, and unlike the forests you're used to, there's no singing birds, chittering animals. Though there is life in the fashion. A bat kind of flies between 2 large mushrooms. Something skitters in the undergrowth as you walk.
Isaac has his wand out now. He is like,
Sesh is prepared. Got the big old sword in hand.
Okay. So you walk through, you're following this trail, or at least the general path of the trail. It does seem to kind of like spread out a bit more. It's not as concentrated as like they went through this forest. you lose sight of the light itself as the forest itself kind of swallows up the view. The canopy of the underside of these just giant mushrooms kind of take up your upper view. And calling it a forest and these equivalent to trees down here is not wrong, as if you touch them, they are very dry and hard like wood. And you continue walking through, and as you're about halfway through, I need every single person to make a perception check.
Okay.
So it's disadvantage for anyone who hasn't got dark vision.
I was about to ask that, yeah.
How much of the light is
23.
enough to begin?
It's
18.
dark.
That's
It is.
alright.
It is almost pitch black.
alright.
But your danger sense kicks in.
Okay.
Isaac!
So just a flat roll for me. then,
Oh!
yeah.
Just a flat roll.
That's a three.
The chef just rolled two double. Two
all right.
I
20s.
see nothing. No,
Two
okay, I
natural
see nothing.
20s,
So-
Mikey. Two natural 20s. Get down and do some push-ups.
Again, I continue to be the Will Wheaton of the group.
Yeah. I don't know. Stenny just rolled a 1, so I think that's worse.
Well, I think Mikey might have taken your decent rolls away from you with his two nat 20s.
Yeah.
He rolled after
Two
me.
nat 20s. Two
Alright,
nat 20s.
I just did 5
So-
push-ups. I thought I deserved that one.
Yeah, you did. So here's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You as a group are kind of like spread into. You're not like in a line anymore. You're kind of in a. You're in like a. You're not in a like line going like across. You're kind of spread out to kind of keep track of the path that they took. It's enough so that you're not like out of sight of anybody and you kind of know where everybody is. So it's kind of like one of those not
I'm
arm in
still
arm like
with Sesh.
search patterns. Yeah, you're still with Setch. That's fine. That perfectly works for what's happening right now.
And Isaac and Ustenia are together.
At the same time,
Oh no!
at the same time, Isaac and Ustenia, the ground falls away underneath you,
Okay.
and a deadfall trap is revealed.
Can I reaction?
It is less than a 6-second drop. It's not
It's
the
a
drop that's going to
reaction.
hurt. It's a
gonna
reaction.
be
Make
despite
a dexterity. Make a dexterity. We'll make it a even 15, because you're gonna have to basically it's a trap that you're trying to get, that you're trying to overcome.
Okay.
So I don't necessarily think that applies, because this is a almost instantaneous thing that's happening right now. So
Okay.
I'll let you make a dexterity check. It's 15 DC to overcome this.
Okay. Okay. Just dexterity check, you say?
Yeah, because this is you trying to overcome it before it harms. So I'm assuming you're trying to cast wings.
No. I was
No,
going
what
to
were
do
you
a
trying-
reaction spell.
Reaction spell. All right, you don't get it off in time. You don't get it off in time before. Basically, the ground comes out behind you, and you need to kind of be prepared. And you need to be
I
ready
rolled a
for it.
5, by the way. if
Yeah,
anyone-
5, which plus 1 is 6. So, what is revealed in the split second before it impacts you, you see sharpened mushroom spikes that have
Oh,
been
punji
planted
trap.
into the ground. On the tips of them, though, these don't look to be the giant mushroom trees. These seem to be like smaller mushrooms, and they
Oh,
are
please don't be
excreting
poisonous.
Covered
some
in
sort of
spider shit.
viscous purple liquid out
Yep,
of the top
poison.
of them.
Yeah.
So both of you are going to be taking, let's see here.
Damage. Lots of
1, 2,
damage.
3, 4, 5. 22 piercing damage. As you just like fall and just like implant yourselves on the spikes, and
It's just in my legs. Oh.
then you're also both going to be taking
Oh god.
4 poison damage between
That
both
could have
of
been
you.
worse.
And I need you to both make a Constitution saving throw.
Come on, both you guys are good
Well,
at
I
this.
got a 27, so I'm good
Okay,
there.
you're fine.
18.
And you're fine. You avoid being poisoned for 2d4 hours.
Oof.
Man, suck.
So
you just
wounds-
feel a little extra sting in the wounds as the poison kind of like interacts with your blood, but it doesn't take hold as you kind of like
You-
immediately
in-
pull yourself off.
in wound, you just put the number that you've taken in wounds, and it automatically calculates. Correct.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
I've forgotten how you've I haven't manually taken damage in.
I've
this.
been rolling, by the way, guys. I've been rolling on average pretty shit for these traps.
You do have
and-
two
and
ones
various-
in there in those.
Yeah,
so.
two ones in those D8s, and I think I rolled like 3 2s or something like that for Rivallon's thing.
Isaac just unpins himself and crawls out the trap like. Oh.
Yeah, the rest of you guys just
Oh,
see
like,
these two
holds down a hand to
disappear.
them both.
You hear a little cry out of air, and they just disappear into the ground. And it's not like a lot. You can stand up, and you're like at like mid chest height with the ground level. Like it's not a far drop. It's just sharp fucking spikes at the bottom that kind of like dead weight hit it.
Isaac, I keep hearing stories. You need to stop being stabbed.
Like I come over and I'm like, all right, let's fix you guys.
So how long are you taking? Because I'm just pointing this out.
Healer is an action each, so it takes me less than 12
seconds.
And are you not? This doesn't use a slot or anything
Nope,
like that.
it's just an ability I get. Because I took a feat.
Look this up. This seems
I
way
need a
too
healer
hard
kit- I need a healer
for
kit.
22 healing per.
So I need a
per-
healer's
per-
kit, which means I can stabilize the creature and they also regain 1 HP. So if someone goes down, I don't just bring them to 0 like you would normally. And as an action, you can spend 1 use of your healer's kit to tend to your creatures to restore 1d6 plus 4 hit points, plus additional hit points equal to the creature's maximum number of hit dice. So each of you have 9 hit dice. So I
So
add 9.
you are expending uses of a healer's kit with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
using healer's kit uses, but I have like 6 healer's kits because I bought a ton of them because I knew I was going to need them.
How many
and
do
then
you have
I-
on you right now?
Still 4 healer's
Because
kits.
you don't have your horse with you.
Oh yeah, I still keep them on me. I still have 4 healer's kits.
Okay.
Like a good medic.
She's just got a backpack full of medical supplies.
Oh yeah, I'm a medic.
Alright.
I keep the medicine on me, but I can only use it once per short or long rest. So once I've used this on you, I cannot use it on you again to heal you until you take a short or long rest.
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
can't just keep using it over and over and over and over.
All right. I was just making sure because it seemed really overpowered.
It is moderately
Uh,
overpowered, yes.
I
Especially
mean,
when you put it on-
he's kind of
especially when you
designed
put it
that
on a
way.
life cleric.
It's kind of
Especially
like
when you put it
me.
on a life cleric, it's even more powerful because of what I can do with healing.
Yeah, it's
So,
kind of like me stacking all my resistances and ACs and everything
Into-
else.
Into being
then
a
getting
sentinel
sentinel.
barbarian with 24 AC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Isaac, you heal 24. Stinia, you heal 25.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I'm almost back to full health.
And that puts you down
yeah,
to
same.
3 healer's kits total.
All right.
I need to buy some more next time I'm in town.
Yeah, we're gonna have to actually see if you find them now because I'm gonna have to start making these things scarce resources.
I get 5 uses per healer's kit, so I still have
I know.
15 uses.
Yeah, I know. Son of a bitch. Okay. Yeah.
With the
You
material.
regain your footing and you get out of the pit, and you can see this wasn't just like a one-off fluke. As you look around, there's like 3 or 4 of these scattered around nearby, and it looks as though the rest of the party just avoided them, just did not encounter them. But now that you're aware of them, you're able to keep an eye out, though you do not encounter any more as you walk through the rest of the forest. Hold on a second. Okay. Make a stealth check.
Oh boy.
And
You don't
we
have pass a trace on anymore.
No, we know.
Yeah.
Unless...
I also don't have advantage because I didn't put it back on again. It's a bad roll for me. That's all right. That happens.
Morgan says
Roll 2.
fall over.
Oh, come on!
Do 2
Another
push-ups.
natural
Do it
1
now.
for...
No, that's
forget
not a
advantage, babe.
2.
It's a multiple of 2. Do
It's
2
dark.
because it's 2 2s.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not how it works, Mikey!
It is now.
23.
I still rolled the same as you, and you have disadvantage.
Yep. I rolled a 15 and I dropped it.
Clinkety clang, clinkety clang.
I technically rolled the lowest of the party.
That is true. Hold on one second, guys. I hear a noise down here, and Duke's right here, so I need to just make sure nobody's in the house or something.
See Roach reach for the PDW, aka his like core rulebook. Just like, all right, who the fuck?
No, it's like it's like an 1860s Springfield with bayonet from a Civil War reenactment.
Yeah, it's like it's a Springfield compact from Striker from Hunt. It's got no stock, no barrel, just a big old bayonet at the end.
On the compact Striker, it's not even a bayonet; it's a sharpened trowel.
Oh, well, hey, listen, it works.
Someone has sharpened a garden trowel and tied it to the front of that.
I mean, here's the thing, right? They did do that in World War
One. Any ideas, Rivallon?
They did do that in World War One, though. They
I already
want
to do the wrist-mounted blades.
This is now an axe. So,
I want to go wrist-mounted blades.
Yeah. He's got to cut off his fingers for it, though. Like these.
No, you don't.
Assassin of the
No, you don't. That was an old thing they did to.
Yeah, we're not that far ahead in time yet.
Just
we haven't had Leonardo da Vinci come along and say, "Nah, you don't need to take your finger off. It's cool."
Yeah,
Actually,
we have
we are
firearms. I'm pretty sure we have Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah. So.
All right, my dad just came home and didn't tell me. That's what that was. Okay.
Oh, hey, Dad, you're here.
Yeah.
Puts away core rulebook he was going to brain somebody with.
I just use our gun. So
surely
you have all
that's
these big
less
books.
effective.
Yeah.
to be fair, some of those rule books that I got are pretty hefty. So
Like, this is a PDW.
yeah.
I'd rather take someone on with Pathfinder.
So
Yeah.
you got as a group, you got a 9, 5, 5, 7, and a 23. So that's going to be an average of around 10, I think.
Yeah, they hear us.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, hears us.
So you're not as stealthy as you have been previously, but you come across, or at the edge of the forest, you see the opposite end of this tunnel's wall, and around it, it's odd. There's a carved structure that goes in, like an entrance to somewhere. On the outside, you see a little fire burning something. It's creating a little bit of light and warmth. And looks to be 3 or 4 humanoids on the outside of this entrance that are just kind of milling about, sitting on some stools. 3 of them are sitting on stools. One of them is just standing next to the entranceway. And around them, semicircular, like there is sharp mushroom spiked like barricades that are kind of laid down to kind of create like a little perimeter, but you see no indication of like tents or an encampment on the outside at least. And there's probably between you and them maybe 100 feet of distance, if that.
Also known as Prime Rivallon Shooting Zone.
Yeah. To get the optimal, you'd have to leave the forest because of the way the ground is sloped. But you're fairly close from the edge of the forest. From the edge of the mushroom forest.
Can we see if they've got arms or armor?
Ustenia. There is a little light here. As you're close, there's a casted light of glow, and with your incredible eyes, they look to be human and armed.
They're human, and they are armed.
They might be our bandits.
Fuck did the bandits find the Underdark and make use of it?
It's interesting that they're human. And they're
Well, we
here.
can ask those questions once we take them down.
So are we going for non-lethal?
We don't need them all.
We only need one.
So says Rivallon, taking off his bow and knocking an arrow.
He's not wrong.
Anyone know which one's the leader?
Stenia.
Can we tell that from here?
From what you can tell, Ustenia, they're all similarly dressed and armed. They don't look, I mean, they're not like super shabby, but they're not like really well equipped either. Just kind of like, there's some, they got like some old swords, a couple of crossbows here and there scattered about.
Typical
They don't-
bandits.
Typical bandits. They look like about the equivalent of what you fought before, you know, when you've had to deal with banditry in your days.
And there's only 3.
4.
There's
four that we
four
see.
outside. There's 4 outside.
There are gonna be more.
Outside, yeah, but it's gotta be way more.
There is an entrance, and there's no doorway covering the entrance. It's just kind of like a cut into the wall.
Can we see anything through the doorway?
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Sure.
I
You have
can
to try-
check these.
It's not a necessary. Yeah, you can
and
do that
I
as well.
I won't get disadvantage because my dim light view.
No, this is more you will because it's more
Not
about
bad.
angles. You're trying to get the angle on the doorway kind of thing.
Mog got an 18.
Oh, and dropped to 20, which is not bad.
19.
Okay. Both of you kind of like you shift away from the group a little bit, just keeping within line of sight, but moving so you kind of get more of a direct view down that pathway. And you can see past the outer edge, which is like there's a nicely carved entrance to a structure outside that's kind of like rough walls going on either direction. Interior, you can see it's a little bit better. There is an actual like artificial floor from what you can see and a ceiling. You're not seeing, you see a little glow from the interior, like a little blue glow of light kind of deep inside, but other than that you can't see much. It's just a very limited like pinhole that you're viewing from like a mile away kind of thing. You're trying to get a line of sight through it.
Do we
I have a
want
question for the DM. The
Okay.
carving of the doorway, I don't know if I can tell from here. The carving of the doorway, is it
Yeah.
similar to that which we found around the ziggurat?
Make an intelligence check.
Doggy is
Actually, make an
nothing
intelligence
but-
check with disadvantage because you've got a distance from you in there. You can't really get a direct view of it. What the hell? Oh.
15.
In the sense that it's made from this kind of stone, which is very hard bedrock, it's similar. It's old. Pretty old. Like, it's fairly worn on the exterior. If it had any, like, super fine detail at one point, it's been worn down a little bit from just the through winds of the Underdark tunnel that it's residing in. But you can't really tell a lot from here. It's literally like a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25-foot span of carved material with a 10-foot door in it. Like, you can't really tell a lot from the exterior.
Okay.
So, what would you all like to do?
Are we just gonna ambush them, or are we?
Yes!
Well, I know
Hey,
what Rivallon votes for. Do we want to go? Or give us? Because we don't see the chest, do we? We don't see any heavy chests or.
You don't see anything. The most you see is that they have all these spikes that look to be fresh, from what you can tell by the discoloration of the mushroom stalks. Like a little bedroll / sleeping thing on one side, and a little cook fire, and like some like implements to the side of the cook fire, like an old wheelbarrow and a couple of like shovels and pickaxes and stuff.
These guys are the ones digging the traps.
Can I just remember, just before we go,
The 4th of November.
super-
It's
The
5th,
5th, actually.
5th of God damn it!
But
I
to
don't
be
know
fair,
why.
anyway,
I don't know why I do that. I do that every time it comes up. It's just in my head now.
No, but I would like to remind those of you who were here when we were last in the remnants of the Underdark that there was humans that were controlled against their will, mining the ziggurat out.
I'd like to remind you that I made an impossible shot
You did.
during that fight.
Oh, that was the time. I've heard that story 6 times.
It's not entirely
Give or
true.
take.
Is
Alright.
there any chance?
Do we need the
Nine.
sets?
Is it any chance that these are just people who have succumbed to the same sort of fate?
It's possible.
I mean,
Look,
how
let me
many
shoot
everyday
one,
bandit?
and if they keep doing whatever it is they're doing, we know they're controlled.
Or Isaac or myself go and talk to them because
It's a doggy.
thing is, Isaac looks like a cop because he is a cop.
I like the fuzz.
I like how everybody
Hello,
forgets
I
that,
am the party's knock. Let's go.
I like how everybody forgets that Sesh was also a cop,
She
but
doesn't
not
look
as
like a
high
cop.
tier of a cop.
You're more of a paramedic.
Fair, yeah. You see, I'm not narking you for taking heroin. I'm narking you for getting overdosed on heroin.
You're administering the Narcan, rather than
Yeah.
the
I don't know. You just seem to be like one of those like laid back like drug enforcement officers, who's just like wearing a beanie all the time and smoking a cigarette and just like kind of just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, like, hey, let me know.
Like
where
the
you
only
get your
time,
weed.
like, or you're just a detective, and the only time you get actual like street duties whenever you just need extra hours, and a sergeant just doesn't give a shit, and it gives it to
Yeah.
you. You're just like,
Listen, man, I need at least 10 more hours this week.
I
My
need
wife-
10 hours just to
Our,
give it
our
to me.
anniversary is coming up, right?
Yeah.
I need to pay for this ring.
I have an
So-
idea.
What do you want to do?
I have an idea. Isaac clearly looks like a cop because he is a cop. I might be able to sort of pretend I am a common criminal. Go,
Do you want me guys to put you on a map so you can kind of see the
Yes,
exterior and what's
please.
Yes,
going on?
please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can get a feel for like what you're looking at in terms of the thing. This should be preloaded, so
I would also like to point out the one person who
now put your
looks-
characters on here just for because I know there's going to be a fight. Because you got Rivallon in here, so it's almost
listen.
guaranteed.
should we flip the
I
screen,
have-
babe?
I have no defense
Yes.
here, okay? I have no defense for that. That's all. I'm
flipping the
Yeah.
screen.
Oh yes, it is the regular bandit icon. Okay, these guys might be baddies.
It is Bandit 3 and Bandit 1 and 2 and 4 are the most evil quartet.
The 3 around the fire look to be not on like guard duty. They're just kind of sitting around, and there's like a little fire, and there's a pot on the fire that they're cooking something in, from a distance.
I
the
was just like,
one-
that's not regulation.
Yeah, and the one next to the doorway is standing at not attention, but he's like keeping an eye on stuff.
All right, so the 3 around the cook fire are doing cook fire things, and the one who's off
Isaac,
on his own
put a fireball right there.
is not. He's
Yeah,
on
he's
kind
not-
of guard duty.
He looks to be on duty.
Right. Okay. Well, that's the guy I'm going to shoot.
All
I
right,
could
so
ask if they were the ones who did the job and pretend to join them, and then you just all
Yeah,
rain
pretend
artillery,
to join them.
and then you guys just rain artillery. Well, Estinia runs past me, obviously, and goes to smash things.
I would just like to point out the fatal flaw in this plan.
You're not a criminal.
Yes?
Well, it's not just that. This all hinges on us getting to you before your squishiness kills you.
I can shout really loud.
Squishiness kills you.
I
Oh,
can
it's
get
not that
myself
squishy.
out of there if necessary.
Squishiness.
I can
Mog's
do a lot
not
of
that
damage
squishy.
getting out.
All right,
Mog-
Mog,
Mog is though.
Mog has more HP than Rivallon does. And the only reason
Yes,
she
that
has
just
less
means it takes
HP
longer for her to die from the squishiness.
And the only reason that she has less HP than Isaac is because Isaac has a medallion that gives him more HP.
True fact.
You got a point.
Yeah.
Anti-magic field. Ugh. Keels over.
To be fair,
So what do you want to
all
do?
Three of
guys?
us would be fucked if there was an anti-magic field.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
fair.
true. So
I would drop
what
like
is-
2 AC. That's it.
So what would you like to do? I mean, fucking
And
Ustenia
not
would
be able
still
to
be
do
a
any
tank.
spells. Yeah.
Ustenia
Yeah.
would still be
Yeah.
a tank. He just wouldn't be able to dish out damage.
Ustinia would be
much.
fine. I wouldn't be able to cast. Mog wouldn't be able to cast. Nor would Sesh. We'd be like,
Sesh
oh
has a
god,
sword,
we are,
though.
I
we're
have
human.
weapons.
So
I have
what do you
weapons.
guys want to do?
Start shooting.
Okay, so let's vote. That's a vote for an attack.
Charge.
It's 2 votes for attack.
Charge. All right. Sesh is going to take position next to Ustinia and assume she's going to need to patch people up later.
All right,
Right, we're
arrange
attacking
yourself. Arrange yourself on the edge of the map where you'll come in. You can do it on the edge, the square, the furthest left. You can put yourself down on any of the squares to the furthest left of the map.
It's like a deployment. You got to deploy close to the left hand
We're in the
side.
we're in the deployment phase. I mean, actually, I'll go to the opposite end of Rivallon. That makes sense.
I guess myself and Ustinia will be up the middle then.
Mog, or go with Isaac or come with me. Either way.
I'll go
Am
with
I on
you.
the grid? Yes. I am.
Yes, stay on the grid. I moved you.
Am
Stay
I
on the
on
grid.
the
I'm
grid?
Mog.
No.
No.
Go down
And
under
then
the
I'm
half
going to.
square.
Then
Or
I'm.
go up into the
Are you
half
good
square,
with
there
your?
go.
Tell me when you're good with your deployment, because then I'm gonna lock the tokens in.
Good with the deployment. I am.
All right. Tokens
Locked in.
Tokens locked. Course is Niner.
All right. Now we're gonna roll initiative, but you guys will have a surprise because you're coming out of the trees, and they rolled 1 on their perception. So.
Token 1
trees.
encoded.
They speak rotation.
Token 2 encoded.
All right. Roll all initiatives.
The chevrons are
Make sure
locked.
we're gonna roll all the player character initiatives because all of the NPCs have already rolled theirs. I just realized.
Oh my god, we rolled bad.
Oh,
terrible.
Point out,
That's
right? Can I just point out? I have the lowest dexterity score, and the only reason I got that
But
high
you
is
roll at
because I have
advantage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. And for the
And
longest,
just
every time you
in-roll
roll
with
low, though, you're
advantage.
going like, "Did I roll advantage?" No, you always do this. You're always better.
I'm
average.
always weird.
Yeah.
Mog is
Did
just
Ustinia roll
shit
advantage
at
though?
initiative.
I have advantage, yes.
Yeah. That's
But I
a
rolled
that's a
like
that's a bad
All
card.
the-
But
dead by the time
Ustenia
I
just
get to
doesn't
them.
roll that well. That's just the thing, though. He just doesn't roll initiative that well. But we know that it does happen because Sesh gets statistically better initiative than she definitely should.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
of that. Because
Oh,
of
yeah.
it. So
100%.
we know it exists.
Yeah.
So,
Pa,
no, it's just in my head because I was watching what was it, the Late Show with Greg Ferguson reruns, and like there was a joke on there. I said fa. Okay, so Sesh is going first. Again,
This
you
is
have
weird.
you have a surprise, so you're going before all of them. So you got 1 full round of actions.
Kill.
Okay. I am going to double move then. So 30.
Bursting out of the mushroom trees.
Just a big old fucking dragonborn just bellowing down at them.
Yeah,
That's my-
yeah. Fuck that. Yeah. I'd
And
run.
I will cast. I have some spells that are bonus actions, I guess.
We
Oh,
use movement and action.
Yeah,
to
bonus action.
to-
oh,
Oh yeah, you do get bonus.
oh.
Spiritual
Well.
weapon.
Well, I don't want to use up all my spell slots actually, so. Do I? Do I though?
These are bandits. I'm literally going to be firebolting. Literally, I'm
Do
so-
I?
Do I though?
You have a last name, guy. Do I?
Yeah, I'm not going to use a spell. I'm not going to use a spell. So I'm putting it
Alright.
over there.
You're holding it. Okay, I don't think most spells that are bonus actions use spell slots, though. I think they're mostly just
Yeah, spiritual weapon is
Yeah.
one of the few ones that do.
yeah.
but,
It's
uh,
the very small number. So okay, Bandit 1 is surprised. 2, 3, 4. This one. Okay, nope. Just gotta get through all these before I can get to an actual player. There we go. Rivallon.
Action
What are you doing?
surge.
Right. Action search.
Okay.
Alright. So I get 4 shots.
All right, but you don't hit them all simultaneously. So if you're just doing regular shots, you still have to target them individually as you go.
Which I've done.
No, you've targeted all three at the same time.
Fine. If you're gonna make me
Damn it,
choose,
the arrows don't split in midair.
well, they should.
They
Use,
could.
Unless
use
you
that.
have breaker. It's gonna take-
You've got that spell that makes area of effect attacks happen when you hit somebody.
No, then.
It's true.
You've got one more spell slot to use in this entire
Which
fight,
one's
so
that?
whether or not you want, isn't it the thorn
Ensnaring strike.
No,
Yeah.
no. Thing of Thorns.
hail
No,
of
I
thorns?
got rid of that.
Oh,
Oh
you're right.
well, then you don't have it anymore. Never mind.
No, I've got Hunter's Mark,
Yeah, okay.
which I will.
I thought you
put
still
on-
had the hail of thorns because that's
No,
what you had in the
'cause
beginning of
I
the
can only have
campaign.
one or the other. I can't have both.
Yeah, that's what you had at the beginning of the campaign. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
But,
and then
okay.
I got rid of it because it was me. I wasn't using it because everyone was too bloody close to all my targets all the time. I was
Yeah.
hurting my own people.
So, roll
Fair.
your attack.
Right.
You're,
okay.
you're targeting
so,
4.
First, I put Hunter's Mark onto Bandit 4.
Right. So he is marked.
Then that's. Alright, hang on. I've got to
Not
be
go-
longbow first.
Yeah,
haven't
you got to do your longbow.
I? Longbow attack.
That'll do it.
That hits. I don't think you're gonna have trouble with this. I'm just. This is whether or not they survive the first turn. It's the-
I mean, it's a fair.
Oh my god.
Do damage on the first
No,
one first.
that didn't do damage. It was supposed to be damage. I think I've clicked the wrong thing there. Sorry.
I think you have to click the actual there you go. All right, 5. So the arrow hits.
Hang on.
An extra 5 on there. He's pretty bad. He's pretty.
Then
No, he's
I
still
do-
alive, remarkably enough.
Then I do my second attack.
He's
Well, they
dead.
talk-
If
Are they?
he's
are-
dead. if you hit him, I was gonna say, and you cannot not kill him because even with a 1, he only had 1 HP left, so your
Yeah,
bonus
die.
kills him anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're like 11 HP bandits. I'm not gonna be.
They are exactly 11 HP bandits. All right, you've got 2 more strikes. Yeah.
If you roll an 8, you can kill this guy in one shot.
Yeah, no, you can definitely just one-shot these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Still got 2.
And he rolls
Yeah.
a system shock roll. What was his system shock
System shock while he's dead. He's dead.
roll? Well, he's dead as fuck.
Arrow's just wishing past Sesh's ears.
All right. the next
Listen,
one,
she
Bandit
understands her role here.
I played two big dragon lady.
Roll your damage.
Oh my
He's
god.
dead.
All right, guys, there's one left.
Sesh, you charge at these guys, and they're like seconds, and they just see you and go, "What the?" Just down. You're still mid-stride, and 3 of them are dead. Just 3 of them are
I
dead.
look over and Rivallon is actually doing a little happy dance.
They are essentially, essentially the arrows almost did split. One arrow almost did just split in midair. Essentially, what that looked like, because you just like Legolas the shit out of this, like going down through there.
One.
Now it's gonna be between me and Ustinia who can kill the next one.
Ustini can't reach him.
People.
No.
I'm
No.
sorry.
Don't you still have a bow?
So,
I do.
are you gonna move, Rivallon, or are you? Or...
No, I've used all my actions.
You can still
You
move.
can still move. You have a movement that you can use.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Welcome
Not that
back
you
to the
need
game.
to.
I mean, yeah. Unless there was, for some reason, like, I don't know, higher difficulty individuals inside
No, it's fine. I'll stay where I am.
of it. Okay. All right, Ustenia.
I scream
All right.
maniacally as I charge the one remaining bandit. I'm gonna move twice. I'm gonna rage. No, I'm gonna rage
May I
and then
suggest
just
we try
run.
and take this one alive?
Okay.
He's just watched his 3 friends die. He might be. He can just literally go surrender, or we release the elf.
So you just like. Yeah. Just okay. All right. That
Oh,
echoes
you just
across
made a lot of
the
noise. Yeah.
that echoes across the enclosed system that is this cave. Just as it goes, making it sound much more intimidating.
Do I
is
get
that
to
the end?
intimidate him?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
You do also have another 40 feet.
Yeah,
of
sure, he
movement.
just watched
Why
his
not?
friends
Why
die.
not? He used his bonus action to or his action. No, it's a bonus action to rage. You still have another 40 feet.
If you want to do, yeah.
Yeah.
You can get pretty much in front of the dude.
Yeah, I can
Oh,
get
yeah.
in his face.
This is where he pulls out his lance. Like,
He's
I'm
Make
gonna
an
use this.
intimidation check with advantage.
Is it because he just seen his friends murdered?
10.
This is a bandit.
It's a bandit.
We were fighting these when we were level 1s.
Yes.
Yeah, no. We rolled a 2. So this is you as you get in closer, but not as a cry of a defiance, more as a cry of crying.
Please, no, please, no family, please don't murder me.
So,
Cry
Isaac,
of-
it's your
Cry of crying sounds like a really naff magic item.
yeah.
I would like to. I would like to. Is witnessing murder a free action?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You
I
just
just-
witnessed the Geneva Convention be ruined.
Okay, I'm gonna move 30 feet, and then I'm gonna hold a cantrip firebolt for anything else coming through the door. I'm not gonna kill the guy that's left up. I'm just gonna be ready. Wand out, like.
Okay. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna make a check to see whether or not you can see past there. I'm gonna see if the fire is too bright to see past it into the dark hallway. If it obfuscates the view. So I'm just gonna make a D20 roll, and you want to be high on this roll.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, so I'm holding my.
That was,
action.
by the way,
Anything
that
comes
was a
through.
2. So, I want to point out I rolled a 2.
No. It's push-up time.
He's like, I don't want to do it though.
Okay. Mog, I was moving you into a square because you just move back into a.
Okay, just
There you
move
go.
me around there, please. Sorry.
That's
I'll
yeah.
stop playing.
I got you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. That's still a surprise round, so he doesn't get to go. Okay. So you're moving there, 30 feet. Okay.
And I am going to shout at the still alive one and go, "How many of you are there?" Intimidatingly, possibly with orc voice. How many of you are there?
That's still not intimidating.
I can be
You're
intimidating.
shouting at this man for
I don't
60
necessarily
seconds.
understand. I don't think you understand just how fucked this guy knows he is. So go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
How many of you have played or seen Payday 2 before?
Yeah.
You do not
This guy-
even know how fucked you are.
15.
15. All right, we'll just roll this and just on the off chance he rolls a 20. No. So, nope. So it's just
I mean, this guy has the nearest equivalent to
He has-
Artes that you can
he
get.
has he has Justenia charging him down and getting basically charging almost 100 feet in one round, just like an Olympic sprinter coming towards him,
Massive
but
axe.
wearing a giant basically lion's helm with a giant two-handed axe just going just goes. And then he sees Sesh charging as well, stomping in almost full plate equivalent with the giant sword and stuff going in.
It's like he's got two space
3
marines
arrows come out of
jumping
the
at
dark on him. And now there's an orc woman charging him with with some
There's a
sort
blood
of weapon.
raven and an imperial fist just running at
Yeah.
this guy, and he's like, I'm fucking.
Essentially,
Oh,
essentially that, and he rolled a 3, so I haven't rolled above a 5 so far. So he's just he is put into a state of unintelligible screams as he's got his weapon. He's got like a shield and a sword, and he's like not like combat like stance with it. He's more like just like sissy like defense kind of stance with it. Yeah. And you yell out how many of them are there. It's just as he goes.
Okay, was that my action?
If you
or my
could
bonus?
feel it, Ustenia, in your state of pure blood rage, you'd feel sorry for him.
Was that my action or my bonus?
I'm gonna say it's your action because you
Cool.
you.
That's fine.
do that.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Yes, that's the end of the surprise round. 3 are dead, and the other one's pants are a
About
bit
to be
heavier
dead.
than they were before.
Because Sesh is running
So-
at him.
Keep up. Brown pants.
So, just gonna check for these guys in here because there's a lot of screaming going on, and I
Lots of
think they'll
screaming,
get
lots
it.
of shouting, lots of death.
Yeah, they get it. So he's gonna
We
go.
need them
Even
more.
funnier if they also roll a
Five.
1.
So the first one I see is gonna get shot.
Cute.
25, 30.
And the second one's going to get shot twice.
And the third one's gonna get hacked to pieces.
Fourth
that.
one's going to get blasted against the wall.
I mean, before my turn, because this is my action for my last turn. I was like, I'm holding.
Yeah.
So
You don't see anybody in the cave or in the hallway moving. It's just there. I just need to check I need to do a ruler just to check something.
Do you feel better,
You guys-
babe?
Mm-hmm. I killed 3 of them. It was fun.
This is what a ranger's blue balls being released looks like.
So much death.
This is like the murder hobo version of ED being fixed.
It's so
This is
good.
like that's if anyone's ever seen it, the scene in South Park, the episode of South Park where the internet goes down, and Randy gets his fixed after like several weeks.
This is murder Viagra. That's what this is.
Yeah. Rivallon's gonna go back to the town and be able to
Okay.
talk perfectly to people and get laid as well.
He's gonna literally walk in and go, How
Okay,
you
so
doing?
he just gets
"I'm buy you a drink."
there. He does that. Next
It'd be the
one.
same girl. She'd be like, "You're different." Yeah, I just killed 3 people in like less than 6 seconds. Oh god, that felt so good. I need sex. Come on.
You bedroom now.
Oh, I'm not interested. Bonk.
Please don't do that.
That's dark. That's
That has a really negative connotation there. I wouldn't do that. So Oop. That one just didn't-
All I'm saying is that like while most of us take a cigarette after having sex, Rivallon is currently pulling out a cigarette right now.
Plus 4,
So wrong.
Say 22.
I do not condone any of the ideals formulated by some of my party members.
Listen, I know I'm a bad person.
It's all right. We do
Alright,
too.
So that's happening there. Sesh, it is your turn.
Smashy,
Hi, how you
smashy.
doing?
Ideally, Mikey, we do want to try and take this guy alive. We don't know if there's anyone else coming out or anything, so.
Well, actually, Sesh is
Look,
going to go to there.
You're a 7-foot dragonborn. I think you can probably punch him and he'd fall over right now.
So a prepared
punched
action
him,
now.
he'd be dead.
A prepared action now triggers. Yeah, it definitely does. You can see that. So
Roll them
hold on,
bones.
let me go ahead and unveil this mask.
Oh, no.
At least part of this mask.
Oh yeah. There's a whole
There's,
thing.
you guys realize there is another big old half of this map that isn't uncovered, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's a lot bigger than half.
We are in like a third, if that, of the map. I can't
Yeah.
tell because it's grey.
So,
Inside is another ziggurat and Zagul herself there.
I mean, don't give Roach ideas.
Yeah, there's a ghoul in there.
Oh, it's
You
more
guys wanted the
traps.
campaign to be quicker. Here it is.
so 5, 6. We're just gonna go ahead and uncover you and you,
Oh no. Okay.
and because he can see you, I'm gonna put this right here.
Normal bandit. Normal bandit.
Evoker.
In
So he
Ooh.
prepared a spell that if anybody crossed in front of the entrance, he would cast a. Hold on, let me target him, or let me get him selected here. Yeah, target you.
Hi.
And it's also going to hit the bandit too, and probably Ustenia, but I'll measure that out. He is casting a fireball.
Oh. Fuck.
A
Well, this might
third
hurt.
level fireball.
This is the
So-
first time we've fought a mage in a long time. I'm actually really excited.
So, and you don't see this being cast either.
Nope, I
because
do
it
not.
is far back there. So, yeah. I just need to check and see the distance of fireball effects.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
60
a 20-foot.
It's 120 foot range. It's 150
Yeah,
foot range for him.
It's a 20-foot circle.
20-foot circle focused on Sesh. So, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So it's targeting his guy plus Ustenia plus that. So
Okay,
they're all
so
getting
he
hit.
doesn't give a
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, it's a 150-foot range. Sorry.
Yep, 150 foot range.
Yeah, 20-foot radius sphere.
Of fire.
Oh, oh no! Sesh has to make a dex saving throw.
Yeah.
You guys know my weakness, and that is it.
So yeah, I'm going to force you all to make a dexterity saving throw right now.
Frost Dragon Lady, no likey the fire.
What's the,
okay,
it's
that
a
didn't-
15. It's a DC 15, so I might make it.
That,
might
yeah,
make
you
it.
just showed the DC is what it is.
Yeah.
How do I? I'm
So
trying
you
to
you
get it to
save
work.
button.
You have them all selected, and then you say there's one that says save, like there's like a roll save. Oh, it should be like on the right of the spell.
Yeah, I'm trying it.
Are they all selected?
Yeah, I just did that. Huh, why is that not
Do
working?
have the perfect anti-mage
Try cast then.
person.
That is the only thing. The other thing's damage. It's not working for some reason.
Oh, because for me, like on things where there's saves, there's cast, attack, save, damage.
It isn't.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing for the.
Do you want me to just roll a dex save then?
Yeah, roll deck saves, both of you.
Almost.
Almost.
Stenia, roll yours, and I'm just gonna roll this guy's.
Oh,
We roll
okay.
the same thing.
All right, I need to
Roll
actually check the
damage.
bandits. I need to actually check the bandits' stats and what its bonuses for
It doesn't matter. He's dead, probably.
Well, if he makes a
Uh,
save and he rolls poorly, he could very well stay alive.
There is no way
guess-
a bandit saves 8d6.
If I roll ones on every die,
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, fine.
yeah. Which I mean, yeah. Dexterity. He gets a +1 for dexterity. He could theoretically succeed the dexterity save. So I'm gonna roll the dice on the screen actually, so that you guys can see it.
He makes
Wow.
it.
Oh
18.
my
Nine.
god.
He saves. He only
Bandit
gets half
knows
damage.
coming.
Yeah.
Bandit gets half.
I could still kill him.
8d6
Still not
though,
gonna help.
is a
I don't think it's
No,
gonna help
no.
him. All right,
Rogue rolls
so
badly, but he does not roll that badly.
I mean,
I don't roll that
jinx it.
badly. So
Don't jinx
fireball, 8d. Actually, no, he's gonna die. I think because it's 8d6. That's statistically impossible. I think.
Statistically, you'd have to roll
Improbable.
one on everything.
ones.
Yeah,
One's
on
on
everything.
most. One's on most.
I just
Okay.
gotta check.
Actually, no.
Yeah,
He did the save, didn't he? So he only gets half damage. So you could.
Okay,
You
yeah.
need to roll at least 22 damage to kill him.
It's
Yep.
True.
Yeah.
I just need to check here.
That's true. But it's
It's highly unlikely you'll roll that low.
Yes.
I mean,
Not impossible or improbable, just highly unlikely.
6 it's gonna maximum is 48 damage. So
Yeah.
statistically 24 damage So you'd have to roll pretty shit.
Oh, actually, no. The bandit would have automatically succeeded because he's an evoker, so he can pick one. He can pick people to succeed saving throws for his spells.
Oh
immediately.
yeah. That's what they did.
So yeah, no, the bandit would have made it anyways. Okay, damage.
Oh boy.
Bandit's dead.
So,
Bandit's
dead.
dead.
yeah. And I take 28.
Yeah.
Did that not?
Take
Did that
28.
not actually do
No,
it?
it didn't.
Did it not?
No.
Didn't target?
No, it applied to Ustinia.
It didn't apply to me, but I've
No,
already-
I've just manually added it.
Oh right, okay.
No, I figure out what was going on. I had selected Sesh when I did the targeting. So Sesh, you're
Oh.
targeting everybody around you, and
Oh.
not that. That's
You've
what's
taken
going
over
on.
me.
Yeah, I've taken over. you.
Assuming
Bandit,
direct control.
so Bandit 2's dead,
That
like
is
super
dead.
dead.
You just
should
see that
be-
guy just become.
Oh wow. Yeah. I
uh,
didn't realize how deep this map was.
Yes.
Ah,
Ooh,
well,
So yeah, you guys on the outside just see you see like a little mote of fire like come out of the doorway and then explode in front of Sesh's face, and just fire erupts outward, showering the chasm in like bright light for a split second, and flame and smoke.
Isaac,
Mock
who is-
sees this and goes, "Oh boy."
Isaac, who knows exactly what that is, goes, "Oh, cool."
Well,
Oh no, Sesh, it's the rest of your turn.
he's dead. Stania's not dead, but we might be soon.
Yeah.
You are in front of a mage in a straight hallway with no cover.
I am going to
Cry.
So what do you?
cry. Try not to cry. Lie down. Cry a lot. It's a free action, right?
Resistance to magic.
I'm going to step there as my second action because I don't want to be in line of sight.
All right.
So you use your action to take cover. Okay.
Yeah. Armor's like all hot and shit, and she's like, "Ah, burns. They hurt." She is going to cast Sanctuary on herself.
Sanctuary.
All right. Just point out. Sanctuary only affects direct targeting of things. Area of effects are not affected by Sanctuary.
Oh yeah, targets the water creature.
So just
So it
just
would
point it
only-
out.
Yeah.
So that fireball wouldn't have mattered because
Well, it wouldn't have. You have to target somebody. You couldn't target me. You would have had to target.
No.
somebody
You could just target the ground you're on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
it's an
Never
area
mind then. I'm
effect.
just gonna use.
Oh, fuck that.
Fuck that. That's a waste of a spell slot. I don't even know why I have sanctuaries picked at this point.
Because you actually do get targeted a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a good spell. We don't actually fight mages that often.
I will use Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay. So it's even more AC. It's just-
It's like a comfort
Oh.
blanket.
Yeah.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Bandit 1's super dead. 2's super dead. 3's super dead. 4 is dead.
Yes.
5 is alive with no target. So he's going to hold this action. Anybody that comes through that door, he's going to hit him with a crossbow. Same with 6. That one you don't see. Rivallon.
Can you move to my move marker, please?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
You're
Only
gonna say I
because you
can't
said
make that
please.
shot, aren't you?
No,
You've
you
got
wouldn't
a
be
wall-
able to make it. You've got a wall
got-
between you and
The
them.
doors to the north by one.
The
square.
Bandit 4 is the edge of that wall. Like that's the
Alright.
that's the entrance. It's the top 2 squares of the
Yeah.
of that thing. Yeah.
I will still move Hunter's Mark to Bandit 5, though.
You need to be able to see them to do bandit
You're gonna make me-
to target it.
Use the second part of my move, aren't you? You
Yeah, yeah.
big-
You can move up a little bit, and then you can do that, but you gotta see them first.
Actually.
Just looking at my spells. I've got
Average
a lot of Yeah, I mean, I've got that, but I need to be able to see the bastard doing it, and I need to be within 60 feet, so I'm not getting that.
All right, so you're moving up there and targeting 6.
Yes. Move to there, please.
Okay. Alrighty then.
And
So,
I'll actually use the Hunter's Mark on Bandit 6 instead.
okay,
Sorry.
so just transfer it to 6. Now that you can see him just at the back end.
Yeah.
And I'll say you're able to see it now kind of with your angle because there are some blue light, like kind of torches that are like magical torches that are giving you something to work with back there. Okay. Ustenia, it's your turn. That hurt a lot.
It did,
That burned.
but I was
you don't-
robbed. I was robbed of my kill.
Might just be good old fun stuff.
I continue
Okay.
onwards.
Okay, this triggers a lot. So
The Balrog of Morgoth appears.
So this
I
triggers a
don't-
lot. 5 and 6 held their crossbow attacks for anybody that crossed the door's threshold, so they both get a shot at you. And
I
another
mean,
thing
let's
happens.
face it, he's the best person to trigger people
True.
shooting
Yep.
at
Very
you.
True
true.
fact.
He has an
Yeah.
AC of 24, is it? Like, a
Yeah.
bandit... I don't think a bandit's gonna hit unless they hit a natural 20. Like,
Oh yeah. Okay, so
Listen, don't
I'm
jinx
just
it.
I'm gonna have 6 just attack twice because it's the same exact attack. That way it does not do all this shit.
Okay.
So he's going to attack you. Miss, and the other one attacks and misses.
surprise.
Okay.
It's like a one-man testudo was just walked in front of the archer.
Very true. And then this guy fires from his hidden spot
Whoa, wait, what?
on.
Spy! Oh, they've got a rogue!
Uh-oh. Ow.
It's a hallway of Ustinia Doom. There's a mage and a
Uh-oh.
rogue right next to
Uh-oh.
each other.
So this is
If he
this
gets
is
close
from
enough, he's doom on them.
this
though.
is a sneak attack. So it's going to. I
Oh,
mean,
boy.
the thing is, it's not that good. He still needs to roll remarkably high to succeed. What is your AC?
to even hit.
24.
He has to roll a 20 to hit you. He's got a +4 to his attack.
Beautiful.
So there's
Oh.
absolutely no way I'm gonna roll a natural 20. No.
No, no.
Nope. No.
I was hoping to
There's-
do the same thing I did with
You know, in Warhammer
Rival
Fantasy,
earlier.
the Empire have steam tanks. We just have Ustinia.
As I said, Styria,
Rider.
Styria
Alright.
is the closest thing to a space marine in this game.
Yeah.
There
So,
it is.
so Ustenia, yeah, just a whole bunch of they hit you, but they don't do anything. Just a whole bunch of arrows
Whoa.
just hit you.
More enraged. It's just made me angrier. More enraged.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
literally
he's getting-
too angry to die.
The
Ustenia's
only way they
finally
can
getting
stop you is
so
hitting you
angry,
right in
his
the eye.
Skin's starting to turn a pale shade of green.
Yeah. So what do you want to do with the
Move
rest of your-
again. Move more. Must
Yeah, the only
reach
way-
opponent.
The only way they can do anything to you, Ustenia, is if you just legitimately get shot in the eye. That's it.
Duke.
And you got the helmet protecting most of your face, so it's
Yeah.
kind of just going through. All right.
You're Achilles.
Yeah.
Oh,
except your Achilles tendon is just your eyes, which is everyone's Achilles heel. So yeah, Isaac.
Please move me 30 feet forward.
Okay. There you,
You
are.
better keep up, folks.
Ooh, 130. You
Keeping up with
bastard.
your Tessians.
It's almost like I specifically designed this map.
It's okay. I'm a sorcerer. Distance spell.
All right, so spend a sorcery point to do that.
I think it's 2 for distance spell, but yes.
I think so. So keeping
Um,
you fucking honest.
Yeah. And
I know
am
how it
gonna-
works, you bastard.
Yeah, I
I've played a sorcerer.
Which
He's
double?
playing one right now.
Yeah, I'm playing Cosmo again inside Kingmaker.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Is he firing fire at everybody?
I don't have a lot of fire spells yet, and it's like level 2 or 3 or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna-
Pathfinder. It's a little different.
I'm gonna hit the spy with a guiding bolt.
Okay,
Pew.
try.
Mm, yeah. And hold on, I've got to remember how the. I've got it. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
How spell work? That's a hit. Oh, barely a hit, actually.
I know. I rolled a 7, okay, but I get a +9.
Actually, no, that was fairly handily a hit. He has an AC 12. It's not. The spies are not. I didn't want to put an assassin on you guys, because that would have been like a.
Okay, so next
Plus
attack
it.
on him has.
You don't know what you're
advantage. Okay, fair. There's like 40 people in here. Like, oh god. And it's just gonna do. Boom. He is hot and heavy. Knees weak.
He succeeded his system shock. I should probably also go ahead and just unmask this part of the map since Ustenia is almost there. So, just kind of.
Ustenia, you want to be a space marine?
Yes.
I have Dimension Door. We can hold hands and travel 500 foot. I can deep strike you.
Yes. The Codex Utesh describes this maneuver as Steel Horse.
That's Codex Utesh.
Steel hooves.
Steel Hooves.
Yeah, there you go.
Multiple
so I-
devastating
not the voice
simultaneous
So
cavalry
it's the
strikes.
Ultramarine symbol, but upside down. And actually, we got.
Oh, what?
Oh.
More bandits, a bard.
I've got a bard. Oh no!
Fucking bard.
Oh,
You're fighting a D&D party. It's just another D&D party
No!
with their hirelings.
Oh no.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh my god, it's us like 10 sessions ago in the desert.
You're fighting them and their hirelings. So is that it for you, Isaac? Just the guiding bolt?
Yeah. I don't have a bonus action. Actually, no, bonus action, wings.
We're
Okay.
over time, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get to the end of the order. We got this guy and Mog, and then we can start at the beginning, if that's okay. So, Bard.
Yeah, I want my wings for my extra damage.
5, 10,
Really, I should have done it before the guiding bolt.
30. He's gonna pop over here. And he is
It's a
going to
really
go ahead.
weird portrait for that bard.
It's really off, kind of kilter a little bit. That's
It
kinda
looks like
odd.
it's like if you fleshed out a Dementor.
Ew.
Let's
Yeah.
see here.
Bit too thin, bit too much bone.
Do you have mindless rage, Ustenia?
Trying to think where.
Mindless rage.
Yeah.
30.
Is your rage considered mindless rage? Are you? Because that basically means you're immune to like charisma based things
Like charms.
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
Okay.
Oh,
Charm
God.
person.
Is
Ah,
it, no,
shit.
He's gonna either charm person or he's gonna like what's it called? Hypnotic circle. Just 60-foot circle where he's just stood looking at pretty colors.
So, Ustenia, he rips out a sick baseline off of his loot. And
Megalovania starts playing.
yeah.
Oh no. No, it's Sans.
This is the long shot, but he's got plenty of spells to cast. So he's going to cast. I just want to see, is it the correct one? Is it that one? I'm trying to look specifically for which one it is.
Hysteria by Muse just starts playing.
Yeah, he casts Charm Person on you.
Oh shit, we're doomed. Natural 20.
Oh,
Fucking
no.
Ustenia, natural 20 charisma check.
Boss, you
Fucking wisdom natural 20. You son of a bitch! It's your third natural 20 to this today.
Damn.
God damn it! That's one. It's for 1 hour. I
Literally
could've
too
charmed
angry
you.
to be hypnotized.
Too
Too angry to die.
It's just kind of like spittle coming out of your mouth as you're charging forward.
Just, it was
I'm a
Sweat
world eater.
coming off of you.
I've
Yeah.
realised I'm just a world eater.
God damn it! I should have just done sleep at like fucking 3rd level and just directly on Ustinia. Maybe that would have done something.
I just want to. Oh, you
Fuck.
know, the
Yeah,
end
that's.
of Happy Gilmore, where they're all chasing Shooter McGavin, and the main guy chasing is George.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Mr. Gilmore's jacket.
Yeah.
Ustinia
That's
always
his
played by George.
turn.
Uh,
That's his
He is
turn.
always that mad.
Mog.
Go for it.
I just want to sprint there because I've looked at all my spells and Isaac is in the only spot where I can hit anyone.
you can go like one square in front
No,
of me.
because I've only got 30 feet of movement.
Oh.
uh,
Yeah. All right.
Y'all-
Sprint up to the wall.
Yeah, she's
Y'all
gonna
need to
double,
get good.
double move to
Down.
there so that she can move next time.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for just like hell to come down on Ustenia and just like the rest of the combat. The linchpin's gone, and you guys have to actually play like a hard game.
I still have my tactical nuke if I need it. Like
I will take care of all the bandits.
I will happily drop a 5th level spell in that room and just leave.
I will
You can
drop
get it off.
2.
So
That's a wall.
that's the end of Mog's turn, because you unless you have a bonus action, but I don't think you got a bonus action spell to cast. 'Cause
It's
you're
only
a
on
warlock.
Agassiz, and I don't plan on getting that close.
Okay, so yeah, we start next week with the mage.
Oh shit, yeah. So join us next week to continue this combat. We'll be back 7:30
Oh,
London
this is not
time.
good for you guys.
We are about
You want
to
to have a bad time, kid?
So it's us versus an actual qualified D&D party, and we'll be back. Yeah, as I said, 7:30 London time. That's PM, so time zone that if you need to. As always, thank you to Commissar Roach for writing this campaign. You can find him at youtube.com/Commissar Roach. He also streams there now,
He
apparently.
screams! At
Yeah,
1 in the
which is
morning,
cool.
our time.
Yeah.
And I'm working it out.
But as always, I am joined by Sholioni Mikey. You can catch him now streaming on twitch.tv/Sholioni Mikey. We also have Utarionzo, who streams on, you guessed it, twitch.tv/Utarionzo. And then we have the Double Trouble, the
I'm not trouble.
Neither am
Victory.
I.
Tag team champions
Like,
of
cuspid
2020.
we have
Better.
of Rival Zone Gaming and Red Moogle. You can catch them both at both twitch.tv/Rival Zone Gaming and youtube.com/Rival Zone Gaming. And I've been Midgeman, and you can find me if you literally Google Midgeman on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all of that shit. I'm Midgeman everywhere now. It's fantastic. So I'll see you guys around. We'll all see you next time, hopefully. And until then, have a lovely week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, peeps.